Oh, we're going. Okay. And then Jake leaves immediately. Or turns off his camera or whatever he's doing. All right. I don't know if he can still hear us or what he's doing now. There he is. Nope, he's back. Oh, now he's back. Oh, he's doing like, okay. Welcome to the Clear Shots podcast, everybody. My name is Seth Ghost Rider Skinner.
My name is Jake Boyhood Jones.
What's your name, Vinny?
I'm Vinny the Hitman. Savage.
I am Wesley O'Neill Jones.
Right.
One of those sunglasses from 2015, right? 2015?
2012. Coney 2012. He got them in the Coney 2012 little pranksters kit.
No, 2015.
You can see it better on my face.
Okay, so we're gonna kick this off.
Party.
We're gonna kick this off with Ashley bought me a gift for my birthday, and you guys told me she told me she got me this she ordered it. Did she order it originally to my old apartment, or did she waited till I moved?
We
I
waited till you moved.
Yeah, but you had the gift idea for 8 weeks.
It was advertised to both of us several times.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it one of those shirts that my son was born in June, he's got a big dick and stuff?
No,
that's what I should have gotten you. But
I would have fucking came if you got me that. It's just like the shirt that's like the fucking scroll, and it's always an old guy with a beard advertising it.
Yeah, and what you gotta do is get him one that doesn't apply to him at all.
Yeah. Like he's got a big dick.
Primarily the dick thing.
He's an ally.
my name is Cheryl.
My name is Cheryl Crow. He loves Natalie Imbruglia. All right. Amazing. I'm putting this on right now.
It's an whole outfit.
It's a whole set.
It's a whole set.
Oh, he's getting naked.
Yeah, he's getting butt naked right now.
Yeah, he's gold bond.
Well, obviously you can put it on. That's the hint.
That's the good thing about it. You can put it on. The best gifts you can put on. I think it's
You can't take it off.
I don't know about that.
You can put it on, but you can't take it off.
Does this look cool if I do that? Or that looks awful.
No, that looks stupid.
Like one of these?
That's cool. Do people do that? I don't think so.
I
Right?
do,
No
actually.
Not going to stay if I move at all.
No, I'm pretty sure people do the in here though.
Or they do the backwards on the hat thing.
Yeah, don't do that for sure. Because you just lose your glasses. Why would you do that? You're just gonna lose them.
Yeah, I'm just going to cool guy it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that
cool.
glass.
Because that's cool because it ruins the neck of your shirt.
Yeah. It makes it a V-neck, which makes
Slowly.
it look worse. Objectively.
Yeah, you don't even have to get V-necks anymore. You just get a regular one, and then you wear glasses. Or you have glasses.
Yeah, you don't wear them.
I want to see somebody wearing glasses, but also has glasses down here too.
Yeah, you can switch them out.
Jake is. It sounded like a witch.
It's a tapestry.
What's that?
Is it a blanket or a tapestry?
It could be either. It also could be a cum rag.
Yeah, cum rag's probably the number one use.
It's definitely gonna be.
It's 60 by 80, so it's a big one.
Let's see it, Jake.
I love it.
Oh my god.
So good.
So you're wearing that to work, right?
I'm gonna wear it under my scrubs.
Yeah, you got shorts too, right?
No, I got joggers.
Jock.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
I
see the ass.
Wait, so that was advertised for you guys to buy?
Yeah, dude. Because Jake was sharing this on Skype, and like Windows took it from my computer and put it on my Facebook. It's the only place an image like that would fucking happen on my fucking phone.
And on mine.
And on the computer.
That's so weird.
Huh?
Are they comfy?
Yeah, actually, they're really comfy.
There we go.
Good.
You blended the camouflage.
Dude, that is so fucking good. I'm unironically hanging this up. Like, I'm gonna put it right next to my Last Supper painting.
Wait. So it's a set, and then it's also a tapestry type thing?
Yeah. Or a cum rag, apparently.
Okay.
I'm actually crying. Happy birthday!
Thanks.
Congrats on your new apartment.
Thank you.
Sorry I fucked your dad.
Congrats on your new cum rag.
That's so fucking funny. Well, I saw it in the package, and I immediately knew what it was. But then I saw that last bag said tapestry, and I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Oh, well, it gave away the gift. It said it right on it.
Vinny, I'm wearing this to Canales. I'm fucking wearing this to Canales for my birthday dinner.
Too bad you didn't have a mask that had that print on it too.
A mask? Oh, like a
like a
They
balaclava.
offered a mask.
What?
Yeah, there was a mask with the mouth
You
on
you
it.
didn't get the mask?
No, and then I got a towel in my email with that same print today that I sent to you, and I said I fucked up. I should have waited.
Yep.
I mean, you could always get the mask, or make one.
True.
You could make it out of the thing. He just has to cut the thing
Homemade
out.
masks are the best masks.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, wait, I should close out my other tabs before I fucking share my screen. It was on 4chan.
Yeah.
Who?
There we go. Look at
Oh
that.
my God, yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
That's so fucked.
I love it.
What?
Dude, Belle Delphine will totally respond to my DMs now. What? It's only $2?
Yeah, plus $7
The
shipping.
scarf. You gotta-
Oh, you guys, you can still see my screen. I totally forgot. Okay.
There you go.
Fastest delivery. Oh, you could buy all this?
Yeah, buy the set, dude. Only $60.
Do people review that? Yo, check the reviews
Just
on that.
pretty good reviews.
See what people are saying about this mask.
This is gonna be a mess. Oh, it's okay-ish.
Awesome Aegal face mask. Mine got lost in shipping, which blew my mind. Made no sense. Waste of money. It was $2, yo.
How does that blow your mind? Like that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna wash this either. It's just gonna be covered in my stink. Why can't I go back to Skype? Oh yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is still my fucking.
That's the most not HD image.
That's great. That's like what is it, 640 by 480 or something like that, whatever that fucking resolution is.
Yeah. It's like you took like a Facebook profile, just like the little thumbnail.
Yeah.
And you're like, save image as.
Dude, I gotta lose weight so I can fit in this better. Like it fits good, but I gotta lose weight so I can fit better. And then
The Nick Cage joggers that Christy got me, I'm unsure if they're supposed to make me warm or not. Like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to wear joggers when I'm lounging or solely when I'm jogging. Like, is it true to the name? Because
I think
they're
feel
not called
pretty good.
loungers.
I think the general idea was that they were for jogging in the first place, and then they just became for lounging.
Well, it's kind of like yoga pants.
yeah.
I mean, how many women are wearing yoga pants and actually doing yoga?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna not jog in joggers. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
back.
The
That's a good
fuck?
point.
What is going on?
Oh, it's different. Perfect.
This is just, I can't even, what is going on in this?
Rocket from the start.
We just have like a dude, he just looks like he's butt naked with just anime girls behind him.
What the fuck?
He's just gone.
This makes me so happy.
Ugh, what a mess.
So
What a mess.
so yeah, I'm not opening my theater on Friday.
So
After-
what is it? Is there going to be more phases, or they're just extending
Yep.
phase 4?
No,
They're-
they're just gonna make more phases, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're spreading phase 4 out into more phases.
So yeah, that doesn't make sense.
They're like, let me pop a quick phase 5 in real quick.
Yeah, last minute 5.
And then once we get to 10, that's when it's gonna be, everything's gonna be buck wild, dude.
I spent all week and a little bit on Thursday too, but I spent like a lot of hours the past couple of days just starting to get stuff ready. And I was starting to call my employees, and a lot of them had problems where they couldn't return right away. So this opening weekend, we were looking at like literally 4 employees for like like 6 if you want to include the people that have limited availability, but like we weren't going to be having a smooth open anyway. Granted, I think we're going to be really slow, so we would have still gotten through it, but would it have been a good look for the business? I don't think so.
But what issues were the staff having is what I don't understand. Because everyone's just at home.
Everyone's got a lot of stuff. So some people were in a situation where they got, much like Jake's, several part-time jobs. One of them closed, the other one didn't, but they had to make ends meet. So one of my employees got a full-time job and quit her other part-time job. She's trying to get an apartment right now, and it looks better if you have a full-time job. So she's sticking with that until she gets a new apartment. And then like a bunch of other people were literally like three employees unreachable because they're all related to another employee. And
So
I
she's
just don't
gonna-
get that. It's like you're basically taking another job to get back to your own job, to your regular job or some shit. Like it's like
Well,
a
because
weird
if
detour.
for the time being, if she only had one part-time job, it probably wouldn't be enough income collectively with her fiance to, get the apartment. Because
Yeah, but if you have a full-time job, why would you go back to a part-time job later?
I mean, beats me. I think what she means is maybe stick with the full-time, and I don't know, but
Sounds like she's out.
it sounds like she really wants to come back, which is the confusing part of it all.
Right.
I mean, she's a fine employee. It's just like I had the same thought. I'm like, she has a full-time job. I don't really know why she would come back. I've had several employees leave for full-time jobs. I get it. Like, full-time jobs are fucking dope once you get them. But
Oh, they're full time. Like it's a lot
Yeah.
of time if you think about it.
like,
You know what I
most
mean?
of the time. So yeah, I mean that was like, it was a double-edged sword because it was like, it kind of sucks, but it's kind of like, whew, dodged a bullet.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
how can they keep doing this? So how can they, 1 week they say you have to wear a mask and that this shit lives on surfaces for X amount of hours, and 2 weeks later they're saying, well, if you're outside you don't need to wear a mask and it doesn't live on surfaces. Like they just
And then
keep
they're like-
changing.
And then they're like, oh, like if you're asymptomatic, you can't pass it on very like as easily as we thought. Like they keep changing it all because really the reason is because they keep doing research on it.
Yeah.
So like they're
Just
just gonna keep
learning,
learning
really.
about it. At first it was just kind of educated guesses, it seems like.
It was
you know?
it was like, let's take things to the extreme just in case.
But they're still taking it to the extreme.
I don't find that a problem though, because I mean New York, yeah, we've been doing great, and our numbers are still really low, even though there's a few cases in Oswego now and a few other cases that are sprouting up in Monroe County. But at the same time, you look at all the other states. I saw a regional map on Reddit today of. I'm actually going to pull it up because it's actually really cool. Give me 1 sec. But essentially, like the west side of the United States literally has not gone up until the past 4 weeks. Like it's just starting to climb there. Like they never had a peak like New York did.
Well, they're saying Florida and Arizona are spiking, but that's contrary to what they're saying about the heat killing it and being outside. You can't spread it.
Well,
more
Florida,
people are going
Florida
to the beaches.
also fucked up their numbers and admitted to it. They weren't totally honest with their numbers. Yeah, they were hiding it so that way they could keep.
I don't know. I also don't buy like the heat thing. Like that's a theory. Like, and it does work for certain viruses, but they don't know if it's gonna work with this, and obviously not because it's still going like being transmitted to people.
Well, like I was supposed to be able to go back to the gym Friday, and now that this whole article came out today, they're not opening gyms either. In their story, it said, well, gyms have the atmosphere basically for the perfect, virus spreader. But when are they not going to have the perfect atmosphere for a virus spreader? It's a fucking gym. They're all like, what are you just not going to have gyms open at all anymore?
And there's like that one gym that had like sections, like boxes that everybody's in. I think that's so interesting.
Oh,
but
this
is right in California.
Like, look at this here. I mean, just the whole west side just finally starting. They're still low because there's a lot of empty states, but it's just starting to climb up. And then everywhere. I mean, Florida down here spiking hard with Texas and all that. And then I mean, this is the worst right up here. I would not want to live here, Ohio and shit.
No, it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right. Not right now though.
So all out west, it's like,
dude, you're just judging them based on the color, dude. That's not cool.
True.
Yeah, he doesn't like blues.
No, I don't like dark blues. I like blues, like a cyan.
Yeah.
That was always your color in Halo.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm more seafoam green. I like that. It'd be funny if
I like salmon.
It'd be funny if CeeLo Green had like a brother named Seafoam Green.
Why?
Why don't they name a color after CeeLo Green? Would it be Seaform blue green, or would it be like his own green?
No,
yes.
It's him. It's just.
It would. I always wondered. I was thinking about this the other day. I always wondered if everybody sees different colors, but they just think that so we call red, but like red to me might be a different red to you. like to you it's actually green, but you just think it's red.
Maybe that's why some people say like, oh, that outfit doesn't match, but it does to you.
Yeah, but it wicked matches.
It definitely matches to me.
Like, I guess you wouldn't even know if that's the case.
Yeah, like, red and blue doesn't go together. Yeah, it does.
I guess besides science, backing the fact that people's eyes are the same.
I don't know. Science doesn't know shit, dude.
Wes, why don't you just put a sign in front of the theater that says, "We will be holding protests from noon to midnight."
I don't like where this is going.
Then just show movies in protest of the situation in America.
That's true. I was also thinking we should have a close proximity rule where everybody stands within 1 foot of each other.
Yeah.
No face masks.
And if you get too far apart, someone like comes along and they go, oh, and they push you like close together.
Yeah, they like grab you.
And they rip your mask off and shit. Get sick. Get sick.
I was very happy. My dad's got a lot of boomer friends, and I'm friends with a few of them on Facebook. And one of them shared a completely false mask wearing policy. They wrote on their car, OSHA says that masks reduce airflow by 18%, and then just slew of flat facts saying that cloth masks are worse than nothing, and just terrible things. So I took someone else's post that was from a medical professional and posted that, and I was like, here's from an actual medical professional instead of a second hand from a guy that works at OSHA. And he said, Thanks, Dr. Jones. And I said, no problem. And then he took his fucking post down. I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah, it's too much
You're bullying
controversy. They don't want it.
It's not cool.
Well,
I was
it's because
correct.
they don't want to make. They don't want to have to like argue their wrong point.
I mean, I'm a
They don't
doctor.
wanna-
I got to put my degree to use.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it seems like you don't do that enough.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. There's like, it's funny. They always try to spit out these like made up facts about made up facts is actually a thing now. Like basically, like made up facts are real. Like it's very fucking weird. People can just come up with their own facts. But like, there's a bunch of people saying like, oh, I can't breathe in the mask. It's like, yeah, no shit, because it's covering your face. That's how that is. Like that's just kind of the point of it. Also, the point is to protect everyone else from yourself.
Yeah.
Not you from everyone else. And I don't think people grasp that. They go, I'm tough. I don't need a fucking mask. Like, I'm not going to get sick. I'm not going to die.
I got strong antibodies.
Yeah.
It's an American blood.
Yeah.
Ain't
They
gonna
got
get
like,
no Chinese virus.
I get that, but at the same time, I mean, the whole shit with like the restaurants where like you can go in and order or get your menu and then go outside or even inside now, and once you're seated, you can take it off. Obviously, you
Yeah,
have to
but I was just telling Vinny before we got on Skype, we were on the phone for like an hour. The Sting is shutting down along with a bunch of other bars because apparently at bars, even if you're outside, you still have to have your mask on.
which
And
completely
they're getting in trouble for that.
goes against what they just came out with as far as like if you're outside, you're good.
I don't think
yeah.
anywhere where it's a public area and people are in close contact with each other are going to be remotely the same until a vaccine is found and coronavirus is almost eliminated. Not eliminated entirely because that's probably impossible, but you know what I mean. Like it's contained and it's lowered significantly.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Everything's
for them
gonna
to
be
find a
different until
vaccine
then.
and shit, I just don't see that happening for at least another year, especially one that's actually efficient.
Yeah,
And
they're
what
saying
happens
like
if-
8 months.
What happens
Yeah.
if next year it mutates more, and that vaccine now is obsolete?
Never know.
Well, here's the whole thing about being outside, not having to wear a mask. It's like, yeah, you're out in the open air, so they think they don't have to wear it. But the whole point of the 6 feet thing, it's like if you're standing right next to somebody, just because you're outside doesn't mean that they're not gonna give it to you. Like that doesn't change it, you know.
Right. But
It's like if you're outside and you're somewhat far away from people, which like usually I am, like on a daily basis, that's fine for the most part.
That's a
But I mean,
loose
I've still
rule,
had
though.
people be like, you know,
Well,
people
you
still
know,
be
well
like,
then
"Oh,
they should, the protesters should be 6 feet apart then.
They
Why are
should."
they allowed to do what they want, but I can't do what I want? It's
That's
bullshit.
the weirdest thing is that they go, oh, if you're protesting, you're totally allowed. Dude, they literally had like word for word, they were saying that you could protest. Like if you were protesting, you didn't have to abide by like 6 foot rule and shit. But what? So like,
Well,
how
wait,
come you can't do
but-
other stuff?
That's on city property, right? I mean, it's public property. It's not like they're on a private organization where they can make the rules.
Yeah.
No, but that's the
I'm-
law, Wes. The law is protests are allowed. That's the
Yeah, they're
law.
saying, yeah,
Right.
Straight up.
No, I'm not saying protesting. I'm saying the 6 feet rule. Because 6 feet apart, social distancing is mainly like a private organization mandate. It's not
Is
like
is it actually like enforceable against that, or is it like a guideline?
It's a guideline mostly.
yes.
Because like Sunoco doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Sunoco doesn't make you wear
Plenty of
masks.
places do. I mean, Walmart. Do they enforce it at Walmart? I don't think they'd be very successful.
no.
I think that's why videos come out of Walmart for people not wearing masks.
No,
Yeah.
I've literally seen. I saw a video. I don't know what state it was in, but this older guy goes to walk in Walmart without a mask, and the employee started shoving him back.
I saw that.
And I'm like, what is going on? Like, okay, so we're afraid of being 6 feet from each other, but you know, you're a Walmart employee, and this customer comes in without a mask, and you're shoving him to get back outside.
The best way to deal with someone who doesn't have a mask is get close to him. Get real close to him. That's the only thing.
It's excusable to complain about wearing a mask when you're working 18 hours a day in it, or if you're in really hot conditions, or a combination of both. However, if you're in a public place, just going to get your groceries, whatever the fuck it is, something like that, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
But
you don't
it
have
is.
an excuse.
It's a personal statement based on a lot of the times based on your political views.
Yes, it's a political statement. Yeah, most of the
They're
time it
definitely
is.
not enforcing it though. Like a lot of places. Like when I went to Walmart,
Yeah,
last
no.
time I went to Walmart, I saw like 4 or 5 people coming out without a mask.
I was
Just
in Lowe's, people walking by me today without masks.
Right.
At Big M yesterday, nobody had masks on either. None of the, like, most of the customers I saw didn't have masks, but all the employees did.
They'll enforce it for employees, and like you also see a lot of people come in with masks, and then they're gonna have it pulled down to like their chin, and it's like, why you even have it?
You know
Why
who's
do you
really
even have
making out? People selling plexiglass.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw people come in with like welding masks on.
Yeah. Those face masks
Really?
are actually effective. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's blocking your particles is all it's really doing.
At
Yeah, the
Wegmans,
shields.
Welding mask?
they give you the option to do either
You can't see
uh,
anything.
N95s or clear face masks. It's not like a welding mask with the little window. It's like
Yeah, it's not like a little
a plastic face
Oh, you're
mask that
just
goes-
talking about
like
like,
when
like a plexiglass visor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've
But
seen
it's like
people-
a welding mask.
I'm like,
Yeah.
But he
what?
said
Like-
welding mask, did he not?
Yeah,
Run the
I
tape.
did. It's basically a welding mask.
Run the tape.
Like,
But
someone's just
like
fucking
every
coming out
place
with a
though.
strap.
Yeah, but every like everywhere though now has those shields at their like at the counters.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you're wearing a mask and you have the shield in front of you, so it's like double penetration, dude.
But can we talk about how people's immunities are definitely going to be very, very weak when it comes to everything reopening, and probably a lot of people are going to be more sick with other shit too on top of the COVID,
Be right back.
because everyone is washing their hands excessively, they are sanitizing excessively, and they are obviously covering their face from as many germs as possible that a mask can do.
It's like I always washed my hands though, like a lot.
Oh.
Like I didn't really change much of anything, honestly, when this whole thing started. Like I wash my hands all the fucking time. Like the second I touch anything at work, I'm like, oh, okay, my hands need to be washed like soon.
Is anybody
Like, that's
still
just
like
kinda
that?
how
Right? Did we ever find out why toilet paper got targeted right off the bat? Like just specifically toilet paper.
Because it's the first thing to go.
Well, it's also because it's like big, right? And it's like when
What?
seriously, because like people take it off the shelves and there's not that much on the shelves. So like you take it all off the shelves, people see the empty shelves and they're like, oh my god, there's no toilet paper, and they start panicking, and then they go
Yeah.
buy toilet paper somewhere else.
It's the
if
first
you-
to
if
go.
it came-
I fucking, you know.
Yeah.
If it came down to it, you could use a fucking washcloth.
Oh, I do all the time.
I have a bidet, so I use such a little amount of toilet paper now. It's literally like 3 squares of brown.
Yeah, because you get your butthole sprayed.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
I just stopped wiping.
You just let it crust over, and then you break the crust.
Yeah, you pick it off like a scab.
And then
Well,
filming crust.
Well, I
So,
mean, what you could
I-
do optimally though is you could just grab one square and just wipe off like the first layer, and then be okay. You know what I mean? Because the first layer is the one that's gonna get all over the place.
It's the bad
Yeah.
I wanted to share this with you guys.
Oh no.
What is this?
Ow.
Okay.
I like TikTok. I don't know about you guys.
What the fuck?
It's pretty funny. You know what companies are making out like bandits is those emergency, like vitamin C companies.
What?
You know what I'm talking? Like
I
emergency.
couldn't get vitamin C for literally probably a month and a half. I couldn't get vitamin C. I kept looking for it. It's like, no, it's always gone.
Now, which one's the C one?
It's
got
the
a
one
C
that
on
boosts
it.
your immune system. It's in
before
it's
D.
citrus.
It's like oranges, but in a little ball.
Yeah, but there's a plethora of oranges at the grocery store. Everyone just wants the vitamin C in the tablet.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I always wondered why they named the vitamins after ladders. Like,
That's just the
Like,
order
oh,
that they found them in.
I guess they're like, but why don't they do vitamin 1, 2, and 3 and 4?
Well, when they get to vitamin Z, they'll have to.
Yeah.
They still haven't found it.
No, we got to find more vitamins, dude. That's the key.
We need to defund police.
It
put
literally
all the
was too.
vitamin
It was
pictures.
literally it was named in the order of their discovery.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Vitamin A to Z. They already have all. How many letters in the alphabet again?
Well, like there's vitamin B12. So why didn't they just the second vitamin B? Why wasn't that vitamin C instead of vitamin? Is there a vitamin B2?
Yeah, vitamin B2 is riboflavin.
Dude, there's B12. There's B12.
So why wasn't like vitamin B2 vitamin C? Maybe it was found after vitamin C? I don't know.
No, it was just a subset of vitamin B.
Vitamin Z was a band.
Vitamin B12 has no side effects if you take a lot of it. Vitamin D is weird because it's in like milk and shit, but it's also in
The sun.
mushrooms and the sun. It's so weird.
Mushrooms
Vitamin
in
K,
the sun.
like, what
They're
the
only
fuck?
natural sources.
Yeah.
Vitamin K is such a weird. What is vitamin K in? Leafy greens. What is it, like choline?
No, it's like Special K.
Hmm.
That's why it was like how. That's why they said it was like healthy.
Folic acid. I don't understand why people like. What is the fuck? Like vitamin B, like it's just for energy. I don't understand it.
That's why I just do multivitamins. They're just like, whatever vitamins, just whatever you need.
It's multi, yeah. You know what I mean? It's multiple.
I would
vitamins.
always, whenever I was drinking, I would always take a
Well put.
multivitamin and then drink a glass of water and go to bed.
Yeah.
I just take Advil.
Water is a good vitamin. If you think about it.
No, did you
mineral.
watch that TikTok? Water's not good.
What?
Was that
Well, it doesn't mean it's
sparkling
not
water,
good. It just means that he didn't want water. That's all it really means.
No, he just really wanted the beer.
Was that what that was about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Vitamin beer.
So Wes, I
so-
bought some Citradelic because we were talking about it the other night.
It's good.
It's pretty
There's-
good.
Any Citra beer. I'm just like, yeah, I'll get that.
What is it? Like a beer flavor with citrus on top, or is it just
No,
like?
Citra is actually a hop.
Oh, okay.
It can be compared to the sensation of citrus, which I think is where they got the name.
It's hoppy.
Yeah, and this one's tangerines.
That's pretty intense.
It's beer brewed with tangerine, orange peel, and oranges.
Orange peel?
They're making a skate game, dude.
Gate 4.
They're making a Skate 4. Wow. Never thought I'd see the day. Okay, next topic.
They're not making another Grand Theft Auto game.
Crash Bandicoot 4. Wow. I never thought I'd see the day. All right, next topic.
All right, next.
The Last of Us 2. Wow. Never thought I'd see the day.
Grand Theft
People
Auto
are
5
mad.
for PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
I saw this day coming. Next topic.
Yeah.
Wait, what did Vinny say? GTA?
GTA 5 for the new consoles.
Wait, they're not making 6. They're just going to report 5 again.
They're just
Yeah.
gonna make more money.
I'm going to buy it again. That's what's happening.
I'm probably gonna buy it again.
5. 1, 2, 3. I bought it.
1, 2, 3.
I bought it technically 4 times.
5
I
times.
bought 5 times.
Yeah, I bought it for PS3, computer, once on PS4 and twice on Xbox One.
I draw the
I've
line at
definitely
buying
got
it 4 times.
Well, that's the thing is the problem is that they put it out on that generation, the PS3, Xbox 360 gen, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll put it out again on the next one, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll put it out again on the next one. Like how?
I think it's wild that the game is 7 years old.
Well, it also speaks to the fact that like people
a
will
fucking
still
great
play it
game.
again.
It's
Yeah.
one of the
Still
best
making
games I've
money.
ever played. Well, honestly, it's one of the best.
It's okay.
I wouldn't mind like a
It's-
San Andreas reboot, like with better graphics.
San
Or they'll
Andreas
just-
I never played. Everyone likes that one though.
Or
Or
what they
even
would do is just make GTA 6 in San Andreas.
Or Vice City.
But 5 was already in San Andreas.
This is the picture
No.
I thought of.
Oh yeah,
I-
immediately. Yeah, it's GTA 5 is in Los Santos. It isn't
Yeah,
in
that's-
Vegas.
Yeah, it is.
Vegas is in San Andreas, isn't it?
No, what? Vegas.
No.
You can go to Las Vegas in San Andreas.
What?
I thought that was Vice City. No, Vice
Yeah,
City
that's-
was Miami.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, duh.
What was GTA 3? Was that
New York City.
New York,
that was
yeah.
New York City?
Yeah.
No, 4 was New York City.
3 was
Oh, 3
also
was.
New York City.
They did New York City twice. And then they did
All right, next topic.
LA twice. Okay, next topic.
Next topic.
No, I really like GTA 4. I mean, we've talked about it a few times on the show, but
It was
there
a
was
breakthrough
something so simple about it that was just so good.
like the open world physics is really what I remember first from that game. Like
Yeah.
pushing people over was the funniest thing. Make
Dude,
people
yeah,
trip
like-
and shit.
I would just have fun just driving around hitting people because you just watch. It's fun to watch the ragdoll physics.
Also, the driving in that game was like driving on water. It's great.
Yeah.
I feel like they had more melee weapons and shit too in the older ones.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like they had
dude. Vice City had fucking chainsaws.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Saints Row 2 had chainsaws too, and you could chainsaw people.
I forgot
There's
about Saints
no
Row.
dismemberment in GTA 5. How about that?
Dude, imagine if GTA 5 had the gore of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. Or Insurgency.
Insurgency would be wild.
Or Last of Us 2.
Dude, it'd be crazy if Madden had insurgency physics.
I was thinking about how stupid it would be if Madden had like used the Euphoria engine like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
People would just
That's
be
what
like tripping
Backbreaker
on
did.
actual pebbles.
How did you guys feel about Halo 5? Like the story mode?
Uh,
I didn't really like it.
Did you beat it already?
No, I only did like 2 missions and I said I don't like it.
You're not wrong. It's not great. The gameplay was good.
Yeah.
I played a lot more of the multiplayer, and still I didn't play it that much.
What they tried to do was like do like in Halo 2 when you play the Arbiter, you're playing 2 different characters at once. And I think they tried to do that again because people did like that sort of. And they were like, all right, we'll do this other Spartan. Because I think you
Yeah.
play as Locke in the campaign.
Yeah,
Yeah, you play like a squadron, right? There's like 3 others.
Yeah.
that's what I didn't like.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
I thought like the tactical squad parts of the game. Like,
I
just-
liked.
I didn't like having to revive them and shit. You know,
Right, yeah.
it was
And
like I just
you
liked
feel
it
like
when
you're playing. You feel like you're playing Vegas. You feel like you're playing Vegas too.
Yeah, and it's not as good.
Like
I don't think
Halo
any game-
1 through 3, the story mode was great. Even
Three.
ODST was good. It was just short as fuck.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
one was that one? ODST was the one where you play as the ODST guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Halo 3 expansion one, basically. It was a Halo 3
that's right.
expansion.
For $60.
But what I really liked about ODST was that it was darker than Halo 3, like way darker, and you're not a Spartan, so you're like way more vulnerable to shit.
Right.
And the
The art
brutes like
style.
feel like the brutes are like actually scary. And yeah, the art style is fucking awesome. That's one of my favorite games, I think.
It was like kind of a stealth game, wasn't it?
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. There was a
Yeah.
lot of sneaking that I did in that game for sure. Because they don't give you like the big weapons, like they don't give you the BR. There might be an assault rifle.
You have like an SMG.
You have the silenced SMG, and then you also have the pistol. That's wicked, like laughably weak.
I remember really digging the pistol.
It's cool because it's like I think that's silenced too, but it's like just like for one shot, like headshot things. But I even liked 4, like as far as the campaign goes, because I thought that like the art was like really cool in it.
I did like 4's campaign. I was dog shit at the multiplayer. That's the one that you loved, right, Seth? You were like top 100 in the world.
Yeah, I was really good at Halo 4.
You were like disgustingly. That's all I remember from Halo 4. Like when we got the Master Chief Collection and we were all playing Halo, and me, you, and Wes would get on, and Wes and I would each have like 7 or 8 kills, and you would have like 25.
It was like my hype for Halo 4. Like I was like every day I was checking every website ever for any leaks or any information, like leading up to that game.
What's
And
the
then when
most
it came
hype
out,
you've
I
ever
just
been
played.
for a game, you think?
It was probably
Oh,
that.
man.
I
What
think
about you?
Halo 3.
Halo 3?
Yeah.
Halo 3 was pretty big, but GTA 5, I think I sacrificed time with Ashley early on in a relationship to play GTA 5.
Mm-hmm. And it was totally worth it.
Yeah, it was.
Well, so here's-
I
like I would
No
say I would
regrets.
probably end up saying Halo 3 if I had a 360 at the time, because I didn't. So like I wasn't gonna be able to get it anyway. You know? Like I didn't know about it until someone brought over a 360 and started playing.
Actually, Skyrim was pretty up there too.
I was gonna
there
say
for the midnight launch.
Skyrim is one of mine. Modern Warfare 2, Metal Gear Solid 4.
NBA 2K13. That
I
one
like
was big.
2K12 better.
Recently, like Pillars of Eternity, I was extremely hyped for, because I had just gotten into Dungeons and Dragons, and it was like the same rule set as D&D, but it was a video game, and I was like, that's the coolest shit ever.
I was also super excited for Portal 2.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Left
Yep.
4 Dead in general.
Yeah, Left 4
I think
Dead.
that the hype for 2 would be bigger because you'd go, oh, Left 4 Dead 1's wicked good, and then you're hyped up for the second one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
First one comes out, you don't know really.
I didn't get
Well,
the
this-
second one.
I remember-
got the first one. That was like my first PC game that I really remember playing a shit ton of.
Well, like even the Left 4 Dead original, like the demo, we played the shit out of. Like
Yeah.
overplayed the shit out of.
Well, really, it's anything that Rockstar puts out has a ton of hype behind it. For not only like, I feel like it just for the general like casual gaming population, everyone's
Or-
hyped for a Rockstar game every time.
Just Cause 2 was another one, I think. That
We
the
played
shit
the
out
demo
The demo.
probably 200 hours. Yeah, not the game, the
of.
demo.
Not the game.
Just like Dead Rising 1, although Dead Rising 1 is a phenomenal game and I played the shit out of it, I played the absolute shit out of the demo.
I didn't-
Crackdown, dude.
Like-
Crackdown was
Yeah,
a crazy.
Yep.
We never even like we didn't. I remember not even playing the game until Keys to the City came out, and that was the only good part about the game.
I did own and play through all of Crackdown before using cheats, and yeah, it was. I should have stopped at the demo.
Dude, I remember being excited for Crackdown 3, and I played the shit out of it for like 2 nights, and then
Oh, okay.
I never played it again. It was actually wicked good too, and I just, you know,
When you wait 11 years for a game, it's like I don't know what to expect.
Right.
it was
Well,
just
that's the thing with Halo Infinite. It's been like wicked long, like at least long enough for like a Halo, like a classic Halo game, and that's what they've been saying they're trying to do is like a classic style Halo game.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time, so people have no idea what the fuck it's gonna be.
It's gonna be weird. It can't be too old school, but it also can't be too modern.
Yeah, you got to go like in between 3 and 4 kind of situation. That's what I think they're shooting for.
Just have it play like Reach. Reach was good.
Yeah.
Everyone liked Reach, right? I mean, I never really played it, but it was good.
No, there's a lot of people that didn't like it.
Really?
It was a lot of hardcore, like, I don't know. It was because they changed things and they added all those abilities and stuff. People didn't like the sprinting.
Yeah.
I would say it would be everyone would look at that game differently if they didn't have sprinting in it. You know, I feel like Halo 5, and 4 for that matter, they had a place for it. Like they built it into the combat, but they were so reluctant in putting it into Reach that they were like, we'll just make it an ability so some people get to sprint.
Yeah, that was weird. And then there's no battle rifle, so like that is kind of the iconic weapon. After like ever since Halo 2, that was kind of the weapon.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't have it.
It had the DMR instead, didn't it?
Yeah.
Still cool, but it's not battle rifle. So.
Yeah, like look at Team BRs. That was all.
I thought the light rifle in Halo 4 was really cool. It was basically a DMR, but it would shoot a 3-shot burst basically when you weren't zoomed in, but when you zoomed, it was a single shot like DMR, and it was really cool. And I used the shit out of it because you could get 4-shot kills with it if you were zoomed. So it was like just as powerful, but it had range.
You know what I'm thinking? For like most hyped was Mortal Kombat 9.
What about Budokai 2?
That one was bad.
Yeah, but the hype.
Yeah,
though.
but you're hyped for it.
Was
Skate 3 probably had a lot of hype too.
How long had it been since they made a Mortal Kombat game? It was like 6 years.
I don't know. I can't count that many.
Which one was the last one they made before then? Armageddon. So it was.
There was Armageddon and Deception, right?
So it was 5 years, and they were pretty much making a new Mortal Kombat game like every other year, and then they didn't make one for 5 years, and Mortal Kombat 9 came out.
Yeah. Oh, you guys know who D.L. Hughley is, right? The comic.
I've never listened to him. No.
I guess he was on stage at I don't know, some random spot, which I didn't even think they were able to do comedy shows, but maybe in certain places they can. Because I know Schaub and Callan have done shows in certain states where like they're allowed to do it. But I guess D.L. Hughley was up and he was like sitting down on a stool, which everybody was saying was like weird for him because he never does that. And he passed out on stage, and he ended up like they diagnosed him with COVID like the next day. So now that comedy club's shut down again. So it's like, okay, we finally got to open, we finally got to show, and then the actual reason we're here had COVID.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I've seen him before, but I've never actually heard his comedy.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like, I've seen him a million times and never heard it either. But like,
I just
I've heard
watched
of
the
him.
video, but it was part of a news article. So
I'm trying to find like what he was on, like where he got famous, basically.
Did they say anything like where that he thinks he got it from, or he could have gotten it from? I mean, it sounds like he's probably in a state that's pretty much completely open right now.
Yeah. No, I don't see anything about it. I do know that apparently he was on Scrubs. He was Turk's brother.
Huh.
here, I got the
like,
video.
Oh, he's touching his balls.
Right?
He's touching his balls.
It's just the crowd gasping.
Yeah, it's just crowd gasping.
Right,
That's
so
all.
this guy's got full contact with him. So does this guy now.
Where's the video? Come on. There's a guy like off to the side that's like, oh damn.
Oh shit!
Oh,
There
come
he
on.
is.
All right, well,
We just
I
showed that.
don't have the patience to figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there you go. Someone's got COVID, and now these people are fully contacting him. So now they'll be in lockdown, and then
Well, they're fucking stupid for having like a regular comedy show.
Yeah, like
Except
I wonder.
there wasn't a reason for ending comedy shows and anything like that.
Yeah, like I wonder if they, because I know that there's some of them that are doing max capacity in certain states, but there's also a lot of them that are going like, oh, you can only have 30% capacity or whatever, and they have to be seated at separate tables or whatever, just like restaurants and shit like that are.
well, I mean, at what point do you say enough's enough, and we just have to start reopening shit before? I mean, obviously, there's already irreversible damage done to a lot of stuff. But, I mean, the longer you go, the worse it's going to get. And
That's my
obviously,
stance.
I don't know. It's just, especially small businesses.
That's my stance. I just go, okay, let's just do it. Like, we gotta.
Right.
We
well,
just got.
You know, if they didn't put that, 1.3 trillion into the stock market only for it to be wasted when coronavirus started, maybe that money could have been put towards small businesses. But, you know, the government's going to go for themselves first.
That's the problem is, like, if we just opened all of a sudden, it's like we almost did this for nothing. Because it's just going to spread. If that's the case, and it does end up spreading, it feels like we did it for nothing.
It could spread through, like, people without masks in, like, semi-close quarters work environment. If it spreads throughout your co-working team and you lose even half your team, you're inoperable. There's nothing
But
you
if
can
you
do
think
with
about it, like, this shit would would this all be over if we never locked down, though? Would it have run its course and, like, killed who it was going to kill? Like, would it just be over?
Right.
I don't
like,
think so, because people were getting it twice.
I don't think that there's
Yeah.
a lot of that going on, though.
A lot of
People
what?
getting it twice.
People getting it
Yeah.
twice? Yeah. I
I
don't
think
know.
there's
about
more.
I haven't heard a lot either. It's just been confirmed that it's happened, you know?
that. It has happened, yeah. The only ones I saw it happening in were in China, which is like, that to me is always sketchy info. Like, getting
I just
anything
feel
from
like
China.
places like Central New York, I think, could have ran as per usual, and maybe there would have been a few hundred cases of it here and there. But I just really don't think it was gonna impact a place like this as bad as, at least it's bad enough to shut everything down the way they did.
Yeah. Maybe
Well-
like maybe nationwide shutdown might have been extreme.
But
You
like,
know?
I mean, you can tell these businesses that are non-essential, quote unquote, that they can't be open, but you can let places like Walmart stay open as long as you stay 6 feet and wear a mask. So why can't unessential businesses stay open if they can meet the guidelines of having a mask and staying 6 feet apart?
They don't sell
Yeah.
paper.
Like a clothing store. Like, just make sure that you're not getting past half capacity or whatever. And
It's
that
hard
people-
to do that. Like, it's very hard to do that because you got to have people that are counting people that are going in and
Yeah,
leaving,
but technically Walmart was supposed to be doing that too.
and they just didn't.
Right. So
They did it for like 2 days.
how can a place like Walmart, just because they have essential foods and shit, stay open, but then you can say, oh, this clothing store cannot stay open because clothing isn't
What was
essential.
that?
I took a picture of Randy.
Randy.
There we go. Now.
Interesting.
It's a tough call all around. I mean, bottom line is nobody saw this coming. We didn't have the team built up for this, and we had a president that was telling everybody that it's nothing to worry about until it was too late.
Yeah, that was like, the problem is.
Also,
Well, it was also
New
it was
York
weird
City-
that it happened really fast too. Like
Yeah.
everything was shut down like just one day. We're like, oh, okay, everything's canceled all of a sudden.
And we thought it was all going to be for, 2 weeks? We're like, okay, we got shut down for a couple of weeks. And then that turned into, a month? And then everything's done till further notice. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
In mid-June.
In June.
You know what's really funny is that besides, not being able to go to bars, my life hasn't been affected at all.
I know, really,
still,
same.
I'm still working. We're still doing podcasts, even though they're only. We missed last week. I worked way too much, but my life has gotten better actually during COVID. Got a better apartment. I'm getting a promotion. You know,
dude.
hair's getting longer. Having sex with more strangers.
Yeah, we gotta have more pandemics, dude. We gotta email some
more. I'm leaving.
Your wardrobe is growing.
Yeah, dude. I have anime. I have Aegal fucking clothes / tapestries.
That's
You're
impressive.
wearing the tapestry like a cape.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have that hanging over my window, over my bedroom window as a curtain. But I'll be facing outside, directly towards the parking lot at Bames.
Yeah.
They probably won't see it. You'll have a bunch of people just coming up to your window to see what it is.
Yeah, people just jerking off in front of my window.
I have a very serious question.
What's up?
If you could only speak one word for the rest of your life, what word is it?
Sure.
Fuck.
I'll say sure to everything.
Fuck.
Can I carry around a sign like a business card like in Joker, where it's I'm sorry, I'm saying this. This is the only word I can say.
No, you're not allowed.
No, that's federally illegal.
All right. Well, I'm still picking the N-word.
Why?
And then I just don't talk. I just don't talk to anybody.
I guess, but it seems like you could just not talk either way.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be something long enough where you can use inflections.
Edit that one out. Jesus fucking Christ.
He didn't say it.
He
Give him a break. It's the only word he could say.
Thank you.
Well, it's not. He also said he wasn't going to say it.
You would be immediately, as soon as that was evident that was the only word you could say.
Are we doing this retroactively? Is that my first word as a baby too? And also,
yes.
Yeah, when you're coming out, when you're shooting out, you get to choose. You get to choose what the word is.
Clinically disabled.
What if your parents got to decide what word you could say?
And they still chose the N-word.
They do.
That's what, Wes, that's what your dad would pick for you.
Yeah.
They already choose.
So it makes it less racist. Right, Dad? Yeah.
No, it'll be the old-timey N-word. Which is
God.
That's the bad one.
I'm
Can you
gonna
demonstrate
log off.
that for us, Jake?
The one
I'm
that's
gonna log
Spanish.
off.
The Spanish.
Seriously.
All right, we'll
What?
No. I
What?
don't want to talk about that.
He doesn't
What,
want
the
to talk about
N-word?
it.
Yeah.
You're on clear
not
shots.
as Top Gun, as he would say.
It is a weird time to bring that up, though.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, what's
I'm
weird
just
is that.
bringing it up because I know it's making you guys uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, what's also weird is that even things, dude. Okay, so I had a guy. So I work with a kid who's black, right? And there's a dude who comes in and buys cedar mulch, but he buys the black cedar mulch. Okay, so I don't know if you know where this is going.
I don't want to talk about this. I'm logging off.
But he comes back to get the mulch, and he makes like this weird comment. Like he's like, yeah, see, I buy black mulch because I'm not prejudiced, he says.
Really?
And I go, oh.
That cleans your soul. I'm
Well, that's
gonna
supposed
go
to
buy
be,
black.
yo.
I bought like 22 bags of black mulch. I'm gonna go get a lot more.
Yeah.
Guys,
So, and like, don't, first of all, read the room. And then second of all, like, so my coworker just walks away, which is the right move. And then he makes another joke about like how he's wearing a mask with like cats on it and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I wear this mask with cats on it because my nose is always in pussy or something. Right. And so I'm like, oh, okay, maybe lead with that joke next time. It's like, dude,
Wow.
like that's your opener. The black, the black mulch because you're not prejudiced is your opener.
That's like, why would you even say, like, if you really think that that's like clever,
It's not even, it almost seems like it's overcorrecting is what it seems like. Like he's trying to make it seem like he's not a racist. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to make a joke to like lighten it up. But like you don't have to make it about a joke about race to try and prove that you're not racist, because all it does is make you look like a racist.
Wasn't that a Simpsons thing? Or not a Simpsons. Maybe it was the Simpsons, but South Park, where they're like aggressively, so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're micro racists, like microaggressions, like.
Oh right.
You know, like the shit our grandmas would say, like, oh, that Beyonce is really cute for a black girl. Like,
yeah, it's like stuff that's like
they don't realize that they're being wicked and sensitive.
Yeah. And it's,
I mean, we talk about segregation that was literally like 35, 40, 45 years ago.
Segregation, that was like 60 years ago.
Same thing. It's within a lifetime.
Yeah. Well, like I thought it was crazy. I was reading about some stuff yesterday, and the young girl that was the first black girl to go to a white school, she's still alive.
Yeah.
Like she's only like 66 years old or something. 65. It's like,
yeah.
That's fucked.
I just wonder like how many people who are genuinely racist are under like a certain age. Like what's the threshold for that?
Oh, it's definitely like 40s and older. You'll have a higher chance of getting racist.
I know racists that are our age though.
Well, sure. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying,
that's what upsets me the most.
And also, that means that a lot more of them are retired, which means that they're a lot more dormant, and recent events have brought light to them. And if they do still have a job, fuck them.
Well, what it usually means is that their parents were racist, is what it usually means.
Yeah, and that's
because like you don't. That's it's something that's learned. You don't just come out hating a different race of people. That's not how it works.
A post I saw on Reddit of a black male that had a white baby, and like his baby says Dada to him, and he posted on Reddit because he was motivated. He was like, this is the root of it all, is because racism is taught, and it's like he doesn't care about the color of my skin, and that's the main problem. Is racists are always going to procreate and just teach their kids the same old shit they grew up with, and I think in time it will wean off, as it has in the past 60 years, but it's going to be a long time. And
I don't think it'll ever disappear. It would never disappear.
No. Especially other countries. I mean, plenty of cultures still revolve around racism in other countries.
Oh, dude, yeah.
This would be a surprise to a lot of people, but America is probably one of the least racist countries, which is saying something.
Yeah, Kreischer. I was just watching Two Bears, and Kreischer was talking about how he was told to go back to his home country like a million times when he was like traveling overseas or whatever. Like it's very common over there.
Well, they're also a lot more homogenous than America is. They like a lot of European countries are strictly that. Like,
yeah,
When you go to Sweden, there's Swedes. When you go to Switzerland, there's Swiss. When you go to Germany, there's Germans. You know, when you go to London,
Yeah, there's Swedish meatballs, there's Swiss cheese, there's German
French fries, German shepherds.
German.
no, I'm not saying America's perfect. That's not what I'm saying either. But I just think it's like everyone in the world has a long way to go, because like there were like soccer players that refused to play for like certain countries, like in the whatever they like not FIFA, but like, you know, every fucking country has like 6 soccer leagues, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's players of color that are like, yeah, I wouldn't play in Italy, or I wouldn't play in fucking, you know, Russia, for example. Russia's bad, but Italy is notoriously, like, Spain is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Here is bad. It's just and it's weird because we like, what's weird for me is that, like, growing up before social media got really big, I didn't really know that shit like this was going on all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had no idea that
When we were younger, we would throw around racial slurs because we thought they were funny, and that still happens from day to day. It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, that's just gonna happen.
No, but I mean, like,
yeah.
we wouldn't have had a frame of reference for that because we couldn't see what was going on all around the country and all around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are just ignorant to the fact that racism is still a thing everyone deals with.
Yeah. And I was talking to him like afterwards, going like, oh, why? So like I wouldn't be able to understand how that feels when someone says something like that around you, because I've never been in that position. Like I've never had someone be racist towards whites around me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how that actually feels. So like it's hard also to like actually understand what that is. And obviously it's intense because there's a giant amount of passion and there's a good reason for all that too. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those fucking things. And there's a reason that all these protests are happening.
Dude, people are still being lynched like that.
Dude, yeah, there was like a
suicides.
NASCAR. So I guess there was like a NASCAR, like some dude, like, I don't know if
that was resolved. I know what you're talking about. That was resolved.
Yeah, I guess he had a noose in his garage or some shit, or in like the
October
pits.
2019.
Like what?
Well, apparently it's a noose that's connected to the garage door to make it easier to open and close.
So why? Which this is what's crazy is that became a story. At all.
I think it's good. I think it's good that the NASCAR community came together the way they did, even though it wasn't that big of a deal after all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess.
It was a powerful thing I saw was like NASCAR did more for him in the past 4 days than the NFL did for Colin Kaepernick in the past 4 years.
That's true, yeah.
It's like
Kaepernick's situation is dicey though.
It is, but
because it's like, I'm not gonna get into it because it's what is actually bullshit is that other like former coaches and managers admitted like, yeah, we pretty much didn't sign him because of the protests. But it wasn't so much of what he was protesting, but about the fact that, like, you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth the coverage. Now, I'm sure I bet you they wish they did, because then they'd look better. Because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Now maybe.
They would look better now. They wouldn't have looked good back then.
Back then, they'd be like, everybody'd be like, fuck that team.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Kaepernick thing came back up, like, and it came back up like almost immediately when all this stuff started happening. And that's an interesting conversation to have too, because it's like Kaepernick, I mean, nowadays he probably couldn't play in the league.
But it's like, you know, would you rather be remembered for being a decent quarterback, or would you rather be remembered for like being a civil rights leader? And like Muhammad Ali was sort of like that. Didn't Muhammad Ali retired to do all this civil rights stuff, then came back? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. It's just the whole debate was that he did it during the anthem. So everybody was kind of like, oh, why? It's disrespect to the flag and all this stuff. But he was seeing it as like it's the best way to get attention or to draw attention to it, basically. And it did.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of weird like divisiveness right now in this country, and it's bad. And this is like the thing. I have been thinking about this for a while because like Trump, like I don't know what to think about Donald Trump anymore. Like I just don't. But I do know that like whether you like him or you don't, he divided the country whether he intended to or not.
I thought you were gonna go a way different way.
You said that I've just listened to the Man Cave podcast earlier today, and when you said that, I was like, yes.
Yeah, like it wasn't. I don't know if he meant to do it, but just his like divisiveness as a character and like as a person.
It is by nature of the system at the same time, but yeah,
sure.
I totally agree. He did not put out any fires.
No, it only made things worse, I think. I don't know.
We're going to say
Dick. Would you guys rather live in Skyrim or live in Fallout?
Curveball.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Skyrim.
Wash your hands. Did you say Skyrim?
Yeah, it's a Skyrim.
Oh, it's way more survivable, I think. Skyrim probably is.
I don't know.
It's not based on looting and killing.
Yeah. Like it's pretty, kill or be killed in Fallout. You know what I'm saying? It's post-apocalypse sort of situation. In Skyrim, you got to deal with some dragons once in a while, you know what I mean? But you can get in your house. Yeah, you got cheese wheels, you got candles, you're good.
You know what? We were talking about hype for games, and I think Fallout 4 is probably my number one. Because I expected it to be as good, as big a jump from from New Vegas to 4 as Oblivion was to Skyrim. You know what I mean?
That's what we all hoped.
Yeah, dude, Oblivion was so good, and then Skyrim is it's not better on a technical level, but it's just a better game.
Yeah, we were just talking about Fallout 4 the other day when we were playing Path of Exile. Like, I play it with Dave and Brian and Nick, and we were talking about Fallout 4 and how basically, or at least they were, because I didn't play too much of Fallout 4, but they were talking about how the combat system didn't change that much. Like, it was basically just they didn't make enough improvements to the combat system, and then they added that fucking, base builder type thing, base builder situation.
I think the combat was better. It wasn't anything great. It was this weird combination of Fallout. It was a weird combination of Fallout combat and Borderlands. It couldn't decide what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of just didn't feel like it was enough of an upgrade to be different enough for me.
Well, here's the problem.
The art style.
Gearbox should use a new engine or do something else other than using the same engine they've been using since Morrowind.
Bethesda should use a new engine.
What did I say?
You said Gearbox.
Same thing. Yeah, Bethesda's literally been using the creation engine since Morrowind or earlier than that. The same engine. Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 4.
I think that's why I didn't finish it, because I played all of 3 and I was just like, this is just going to be this again? It kind of just felt like it was going to be the same.
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
Yeah. Anyway, next topic.
Vinny, give us a topic.
Oh, boy. Good topic.
Racial slurs.
Next topic.
Cut that part out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. I don't have any topics. I know there was a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and I knew that the second I got on here, I'd forget all of it. because that's just how it works. There was a bunch of
Right.
weird, because it's been 2 weeks since we did this.
How about UFC? We got Fight Island coming up this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're fighting in Austin. I thought it was Fight Island.
I thought
That's-
Fight Island was this weekend.
That's at
No?
the end of June, I think.
This is the end of June.
No, that's
No, like
July.
the end
Like
of
July,
June.
like 11.
You mean the end of July?
No, like
No.
the end of June, end of July.
What?
Isn't that August?
I'm pretty sure it's like mid-July they're doing Fight Island.
Well, the thing
Maybe.
is, it keeps changing because they don't even know if they can get this shit done. If they can have an island to fight on.
July's Fight Island main card announced July 11th.
Well, Dana said like every fighter apparently has their own training camp on this Fight Island. Which
Amazing.
how?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That seems like that would be like think of all the fighters on the card and how does each one of them have their own like place to train?
Bro, if you could do that and make sure no one has COVID, it's like the safest place in the world. It's
Yeah.
just an island where people are like fighting each other, but it's the safest place to be. Like that's such a weird like oxymoron.
Dude, I hope Fight Island becomes a thing.
Yeah, just keep it. Just keep the island.
Like, that's so cool. It's an
Like
all-
imagine being able to like it's a special plane you go on where it's everyone going over there just to watch a fight and like they got casinos and other shit and
Dude,
Like,
it's in like
Two
it's in
blimps, dude.
it's in like Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi or something. Fuck
Yeah.
that. It's gonna be so expensive.
right.
Well,
And if,
the
if you
problem
and I
is
hold hands in the streets, we'll get stoned to death.
you won't make. I mean, they want to make gate money, so they're not going to be getting an. There's no audience. They're not going to just have an audience show up at a fucking island because they'd have to have them all fly to the island or like a boat, like fucking speedboat out to it or some shit. But like, because as soon as this stuff is over, as soon as they're allowed to have like fights at like Madison Square Garden or whatever, they're doing it because they would need gate money. And
Right.
even WWE was having problems with like finances just because they're not making money they're not getting any attendance. So and it
what
costs
are
a
they
lot.
doing- Are they doing like limited audiences right now in WWE or are those just like people from backstage and shit?
Yes, it's just backstage people basically.
That's fucking it looks so stupid to me. Like I know like whatever, but
Yeah, it's also very awkward.
yeah.
I mean, I've only watched a couple of like
and it's
couple
all
minutes.
plexiglassed up too.
Yeah,
It's just a
Dude.
plethora of plexiglass.
they should all wear welding masks.
Yeah,
Just-
that's straight up welding masks.
Every wrestler just gets rebranded as a welder. That's their character.
The welder
Well-
versus the welder.
Welder 1 versus Welder
Welder
two.
A.
Welder
Yeah,
C
yeah.
versus Welder B12.
and then they have tag teams, so it's Welder 1A and Welder 1B.
They should do that. They should have people that take a specific vitamin for 5 years and then see who fights better.
That's a good idea. Oh my god. We're gonna figure that
5
out.
years.
What did you say? I missed that.
We have one fighter who takes only vitamin A for 5 years, and another fighter that focuses on vitamin C, and then we put them
And-
together. They have to be similar stats, obviously. That's why
Yeah.
it's like, you know,
Well, you just make it a tournament. Like you bracket it out, and then it's like it goes down to like a championship fight between the vitamins. You know, you just have a vitamin championship.
vitamin C.
It's just got like a pill on it. It's just a belt with like a pill on it, like a vitamin capsule.
Vitamin
What do you
K.
make of the possibility of John Jones fighting Mike Tyson?
Is that even a
Wait, what
possibility?
are you asking?
That's a thing. Like Mike Tyson basically kind of in a way called him out, and Jones more or less agreed to it.
Of course, but like, who's gonna put it on? Is
Right.
the real thing. And like, how are they gonna? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna have it an MMA fight? or a
Well,
boxing match.
No, they want it to be boxing, but Jones said, "I'm listening, but after the boxing match, I want you to fight me in a real match in MMA." You really think Mike Tyson's going to show up in an octagon?
It's not going to happen.
No.
Right. So if that has to be contractually the case, it's not going to happen.
But you're looking at maybe less than prime John Jones right now versus a way out of prime Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's been solving mysteries for the past 5 years, so he's not ready to fight.
Yeah, he has.
And like he's had some training videos out where like he looks like he's in great shape, and he's moving like he looks great.
He looks pretty scary, actually. Yeah.
But I mean, it's also 55-year-old Mike Tyson versus a 32-year-old John Jones.
Well, I mean, there's like always talk about any of these super fights, like Khabib and St. Pierre. They both pretty much are agreeing to fight each other, but it's like you got to find out how to contractually make that happen.
Well,
and make it fair to both of them as well. Like, because St. Pierre, I think he would fight Khabib, and I think he wants to.
Well,
but like,
St. Pierre said
it's got to be worth it for him.
Well, not even that. Like I heard him in an interview today. Like he was talking about, imagine each scenario. He goes in there to fight Khabib, who's undefeated. He's the champion. He's kind of seen as like one of the top, poster boys for UFC right now. George St. Pierre, being out of his prime, comes out of retirement and beats him. So you basically have. So if you're St. Pierre, though, you have everything to gain and also a lot to lose because you're just gonna be coming out for no reason just to lose, basically. But then for Khabib, it's like he can beat George St. Pierre, which is huge for Khabib. But like if he loses, okay, he lost to George St. Pierre, I guess. Even for GSP though, it's like if you lose to Khabib, you lost to Khabib, who's still pretty in his prime. It's a weird balance though, because it's like you got to balance those like win-loss options. Like if St. Pierre won, and now he's a champion.
He's just gonna drop the belt again, though. He's just gonna. They would fight at a catch weight, so it wouldn't be a title fight anyway.
Okay.
Because I mean, St. Pierre's like he just fought at fucking light heavyweight, didn't he?
Middleweight.
Or he fought at
middleweight.
He fought at 170, and
185, wasn't it?
185.
Was it 185?
Yeah, didn't he fight Michael Bisping?
Okay, yeah. So then Khabib, I mean, they'd have to meet somewhere in the middle.
I can see St. Pierre going down to 155.
No, there's no way.
Him at
St. Pierre's just
170.
not built that way.
Right.
You guys think Michael Bisping would still be champion if he never lost to St. Pierre? Like, do you think he would have held it? Or do you think he would have just lost his next fight anyway?
I'd have to look at the division.
He last fought Gastelum in 2017 after losing to St. What if he beat St. Pierre? Do you think that affects? Do you think that hurts St. Pierre more than it helps Bisping, or no?
No. Well, I don't know though. It's like I could see it both ways because it's like, oh, St. Pierre hasn't fought in this amount of time. Like you could always fall back on that sort of thing.
I mean, there's a lot of fights that you'd like to see. Like, I mean, you got Conor McGregor potentially going against Anderson Silva somehow, which I don't know how they would. What's the heaviest Conor's fought at? 170?
Yeah.
So that'd have to be a catch weight too.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, what the lowest for Silva's been 185. And I feel like it'd be hard.
We're talking about middleweight?
What's that?
We were talking about middleweight division?
Yeah.
So that's Adesanya's division.
Yeah. So Bisping definitely.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. Even Whitaker is dangerous for a guy like Bisping.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. Yoel Romero.
Also, that's not a problem.
Dude, Bisping had such a crazy streak, though.
Yeah.
He beat CB Dalloway, Anderson Silva, Luke Rockhold, Dan Henderson. That has to be like the best string. That has to be one of the best like mini streaks ever, right?
Especially at a late point in your career, too.
Yeah, when you're like 35.
It's funny to see like Weidman when he was champion. He seemed pretty damn unbeatable coming up, defeating Silva twice. And then just to get fucking, he's almost like a stepping stone for people now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, he's a wide man. You know what I mean?
Because he beats Damian Maia, Mark Munoz, Anderson Silva twice. Then he beats Lyoto Machida. Then he beats Vitor Belfort. And then he gets knocked out 3 fights in a row to Rockhold, Romero, and Musashi. That's fucked. He retired, right? He just lost to Dominic Reyes.
Oh, yeah, brutally.
Got knocked the fuck out by Dominic Reyes. Isn't he fighting again? He's fighting soon.
Dominic?
No, Weidman.
Is he?
I thought he was. Next fight.
I know Cormier's fighting somewhat soon.
Yeah, Miocic, Stipe. How do you think that fight will go?
He announces that he wants to fight Rockhold again. Rockhold is done though, dude.
I think I gotta take Stipe.
Oh my
I
god,
almost have to take Stipe.
I'm taking.
It's like Cormier has like the skill set. Like the dude's ridiculously good, but like I think he's on the downturn. Unfortunately.
What do you think what would happen if Jones went up to heavyweight?
How
much success would you actually think he would see there?
He would beat everybody, I think.
Well, I think what would happen is he would do something illegal and then get fined and then kicked out of the UFC again. Because that's about all he does.
Who's the big heavyweight right now? What's his name? The one that's like knocking everyone out.
Ngannou.
Yeah, I don't think he would. Him versus Ngannou?
No, he would beat Ngannou.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Dude, Ngannou can't last more than like 1 or 2 rounds. He gets gassed immediately. As long as Jones doesn't get hit, then he's fine.
I feel like
wasn't Thiago Santos supposed to knock him out? Wasn't Anthony Smith supposed to knock him out? Wasn't Dominic Reyes supposed to knock him out? And he won all those fights.
I was supposed to knock him out, and he beat me. That was crazy.
Yeah, but
and they were way more technical than Ngannou is. Ngannou just throws bombs.
Well, what's Ngannou weigh in at?
Like 260, 250.
That's a lot.
I don't think he would beat. I don't think anybody in that division could beat Jones besides Stipe. At heavyweight, if they're fighting at heavyweight, no one in that division can beat him besides Stipe.
I mean, Jones just looked a lot more. Like he looked unbeatable about 3-4 years ago.
Oh,
I feel like with his last 3 fights, he definitely looks like he's not slowing down, but just maybe losing interest or something because
he just looks old.
But he's fucking like 30.
I thought he was older than that.
Not much.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's still somewhat young.
But like
he's 32. But I mean, he's also been fighting in the UFC for like 12 years now.
I get that, but like the way he talked, like going into the Reyes fight, I expected to see the old Jones come out and just put on a clinic. And he barely escaped that.
I definitely agree with that.
That like one, I like, and I still stick with it. Like I felt like he probably, I felt like Reyes won that. It was a tough fight.
Especially when you have a champion, you really almost have to decisively win.
Yeah, that's the idea. Beat the champ to be the champ thing.
And it was pretty damn even. Like there were a couple of rounds I definitely would have gave to Jones, but there was also 2 or 3 that I would have given to Reyes too.
Yeah, I thought it was wicked close. I mean, we all watched it together basically, but I thought most of us were in agreement that he was gonna win that, and I felt like the judging was fucking retarded, basically, which happens.
I thought
There's
I
the
thought he looked the absolute worst in the Santos fight. I really didn't. I don't think he won that one.
I'd have to watch that again.
Yeah, I can't.
The Reyes fight, I totally thought he lost.
Yeah, for sure.
I was very, very surprised that he won that fight.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it was bad judging for the most part. Also, there was this thing last week about Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, and it's very sketchy.
Yeah.
I think I know you're talking about.
Hey, my name's Topher. I'm friends with the guys now.
Yeah. Dude, the funniest thing is that they pulled that episode. It's not available on any platforms now.
Really?
It's just gone. So it goes from like season or whatever, episode 7 or whatever to episode 9. There's no episode 8 in whatever season that was.
Oh my.
It's pulled from like Hulu and like
talking
Comedy
about, right?
Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that came out at the almost the exact same time as the accusations, and it almost superseded it for me, but it's still really fucked up.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like he put out a statement of how like he didn't do anything with underage girls, and like I don't know, there's like a lot of texts, right? And there's a lot of texts to like girls that are like 16. So it's like this weird walking the line situation. But I also know for a fact, well, I believe it to be a fact, that a lot of NBA players and like NFL players probably do the same thing because they're going to different cities. They're going to like all over the fucking country, and they want to hook up with someone. And I think that's what he was doing, was like
look at all
putting
this
out
Jeffrey
all these
Epstein
seeds.
shit. Look at all that Jeffrey Epstein shit with some of the high profile people that were involved with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also think it's just he understood like he was famous, he was a comedian, and like there was a good chance they'd want to hook up. So he was putting out all these feelers and to people that were probably too young.
How old is he? 37?
Yeah. I mean, now I don't know if he's married. I know he has a kid.
He is married.
Yeah.
Well, then you got the accusations too from Masterson. What's his first name?
Oh, Danny Masterson from
Masterson.
that 70 show.
I mean, he's got.
It sounds like he's just going right to jail, though. Like, it's almost as if he admitted to it.
Like, he's got a wife and kids now, and now these accusations are coming up from, over a decade ago. So it's
tough though, like, because when you see him come out with like a statement, it's like if you know you did it, it's hard. Like, what do you even say?
Right, you have to look at your wife.
Do you see the video that was like Chris D'Elia exposing himself?
Oh,
I don't think so.
It was like little mini things that he would say in response to like other allegations.
Yeah.
But it starts off and they're like, wait a minute, how did they even find out that this guy was sending pictures to this girl on Snapchat? And she was just like, oh, she used a screen recorder and recorded it, and you could save photos without the other person knowing. And he like shuts down. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. And he just like,
no. And it's funny because Callan goes, you got to know that that's going to happen, right? I think I might be able to play it.
It's really good. And I felt so bad, dude. I feel bad for all the girls that are affected Because he definitely took advantage of them. Even if it was consensual or not, you're still taking advantage. Like, but
the seventh time, and I've ignored it.
It's just a strong core.
Very
Okay.
fish.
But hold on a second. How did it come out? Like, how did they
The
Parents.
boy's mother ended up finding it.
Fucking
finding it? What do you mean? It
Haters.
Snapchat goes away, right? How they?
He probably saved it. You can screen record, take screenshots.
You gotta know that that's gonna happen.
Yeah, he says his teen's parent reportedly found the photos up on his phone, which he saved from Snapchat. Also, mom.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like shit.
It's like the moment where he goes, "Oh, this is
Yeah,
gonna
but I
happen."
thought if you, how old is that? 'Cause I thought if you screen record or even screenshot, you immediately get a notification of that person.
not on Android.
Not on Android.
Really?
Yeah, you can screenshot all you want. I mean, with certain applications, I think with Snapchat it tells it. I don't know. Does Snapchat tell you when somebody screenshots?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you can have screen recorders that don't notify Snapchat because they're not
Yeah.
like they're not
Like
built.
Like if
in
you
on
do
an
it, right? It's like if you do it with the actual phone software or whatever. But if you get like a third-party screen recorder, it probably doesn't because it wouldn't know that you're doing that.
Yeah, I save
You
all
would
my
have no way.
Snapchats that way.
Yeah, I remember. Like I don't ever fucking use it, but I know that at one point someone took a screenshot of something that I had sent them, and it sent me a notification back, so I knew that like you could do that all of a sudden. But there was a time where it didn't. Like it was just whatever. But there was even a time where it was only up for 5 seconds, and you couldn't replay it
Yeah.
because like now you can like replay it or whatever for like
You
as
do,
many
like,
times as you
one
want
day.
or some stupid shit.
I don't know.
Sketchy.
I stopped using it because it was just dumb. I felt like it wasn't like worth it. I mean, you could just use Instagram.
I know
stories
for
or
some
something.
reason there's people I talk to exclusively on Snapchat. It's really
Mhm.
strange. Like, and I have everyone's numbers. Like, there's people I only talk to on Snapchat. There's people I only talk to on Messenger. And then there's people that I only text.
Well,
But I find
Snapchat
myself
just feels
using
like it's
Messenger
sketchy.
most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think a lot of people use Messenger as like the default thing nowadays. I think more people are using Messenger than like texting.
I know in other countries that's true.
It's
Well, I
it's
feel like
way easier for group chats. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
Well, certain countries have it so like you still have to pay per text that you send, but you don't have to pay for Messenger. So people will just get unlimited data and then just use Messenger as their phone and their text.
Dude, I used to have a phone that like it was a track phone or something, and it had units. So every time you sent a text, it would cost you like half a unit, which was like actually a minute in like talk time.
Remember that now.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
So it was way too expensive. So like you're like sending texts being like, I'm almost out of texts. And you're still spending like texts to tell people that you're almost out of text.
Dude,
And then the next phone I got was even worse because it would charge you to read a message
yup.
I remember that being a thing.
to send one.
I don't remember that at all.
It was
Yeah,
brief.
yeah, it was not gonna last long.
I remember like my cell phone plan. I do remember the units thing where like it was like you bought minutes, but also it was your data. Minutes
Yes.
for your data too. My phone had like a shitty little web browser, but it could still load porn. Like there were porn sites specifically made for tiny phones.
hmm
Tiny
And it's
phone
in like
porn.
it's on like a 2-inch screen. Like
Yeah. But I was thinking about my dad paid for my phone when I was a kid, and I got however many minutes, but I also got 1,000 text messages a month. And I remember like one month he went to pay the phone bill, and it was like an extra $90 because I had somehow sent 12,000 text messages in 1 month. Just
Yeah, that'll happen.
constant.
especially if you're saying like yeah a lot or something, you know.
Okay.
For you.
Yeah.
Ew. Cool.
Cool. Ew.
Yeah.
I have like, I wish I still had like the old wicked low resolution photos from like my old camera phones though, because I had ones of like Opeth concerts and shit that were wicked bad pixelated, but like I would want to see them still, because that was all I had at the time. Like was one of those phones that like slides out and it has the keyboard on it,
Yeah.
like a Nokia or some shit.
Unironically, kind of miss physical keyboards on phones, like the side
yeah.
ones that flip up. Actually have thumb space for it.
I never got a phone with that, dude. I had a Walkman phone, and then I had the iPhone. It's something else in between.
Yeah, like
I had the
I don't
Walkman.
know. I almost wish they could just design one with a slide out keyboard.
I did have the iPhone, but yeah. Dude, remember when I had the Windows phone? Did you guys ever have a Windows phone?
I remember you having the Windows.
Yeah,
I remember you having Windows Phone.
That was actually sick as fuck, dude. The UI was so clean. Like,
it was weird though. Did it kill the battery? Is what I always wondered, because like all the panels are like always moving and like spinning and weird
no,
shit. Like
the battery was great. Everything else sucked. There was no apps, which sucked. But there was no games. I'm trying to. The music quality was dog shit because it was Zune. So like that was the worst part. Was the proprietary music software.
that sounds pretty great.
It was before Apple Music became a thing. It was before Spotify. It didn't even have Pandora. Like Pandora wasn't a thing on it. But you had to use Zune to put your music on. So if you had music on iTunes, which I did, you had to fucking... That's when I got introduced to pirating. And I would pirate all my music. The cool thing is that it would play FLAC files, though.
Yeah, but they were big, right? So it's like
I think that phone was like 32 gigs.
you have like 7 songs on it, and you're just like, yes, these songs rip, dude.
Yeah.
And then
Well, it's all Opeth songs, so I only have
Listen to it again.
I have 6 Opeth songs and nothing else on my phone.
I remember getting my first like MP3 player and only having like 20 songs.
Yes,
But I thought it was awesome.
I have to bring it
it
up.
was awesome.
That's like 2 whole albums.
Yeah. Once I got my iPod Touch, that shit I thought was revolutionary, because I felt like I could have my whole library on it.
It was.
It would sync your iTunes and, well, yeah, it was revolutionary technically.
I remember the iPod Touch. I remember looking at boobs on it on 4chan.
Yeah.
Going on RedTube.
I found something
We've
really,
already
really
seen
big
this.
that's really, really small. It's a massively mini media player. You can drag and drop your
I
favorite music.
remember this.
Download tons of free videos from tigertube.com. Or even download a video you created. And it has a built-in radio, so you can listen to and record music. Good things really do come in massively mini packages. It's the massively mini media
Why
player.
did she say
Each
that?
sold separately. Ask your parents' permission before going online.
You
Think they
can look for Hillary
small
CDs.
packages.
TigerTube is directly out of Tim and Eric. I refuse to believe that's a real commercial.
Tiger. Why is that so funny? Why is that so funny?
Oh man,
Do
Hillary.
they still say that? Do they still say ask your parents permission to go online?
I don't think so. No,
I hope so.
there's no way.
Hey, I'm gonna give my UFC fighter a tramp stamp. That'd be funny.
Well, did anyone actually ask their parents permission to go online though?
I did not.
No.
So
Yeah,
I
did
guess
you
if
ever
they-
like literally go up to your parents and say, "Mom, can I go online?
Yeah, can I go online, please?
I update my face
Can I
profile.
have some more online, please?"
I gotta set up my MySpace. I gotta change my profile song.
That was
They
revolutionary.
had you
Yeah,
like rank your friends, so it was like
dude, that was so like bullshit.
a bad idea.
Our generation was fucked from the get-go.
Yeah,
That's probably the root of all our problems right now. Is that you rank your friends on MySpace.
your top 8. Yeah,
And getting moved to like either the bottom of that top 8 or just completely getting taken off. It was
Dude.
devastating.
people would get mad. People
Yeah,
would
they'd be
get mad.
You would get direct messages. Hey, what happened? What do you mean? I'm not on your top 8 anymore.
Dude, it was like I had like real like debates with myself, like trying to pick who would be like 8th on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, this guy kind of deserves to be on it, but he was kind of an asshole yesterday, you know?
I had a top, like, what was the highest it could go? Like 24?
You could, well, yeah, you could like edit it basically and just do whatever you wanted with it. Top 6,000.
Eventually there was like top 32. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ridiculous.
Which doesn't even matter anymore. It's not even exclusive anymore.
Yeah, like I'm 16th on so-and-so's.
Yeah, who cares? Like, who gives a shit? Like, but Facebook doesn't even have profile songs anymore. Like, they that's the problem. MySpace wins just because they had profile songs. Facebook needs those.
I remember going to people's MySpace pages just to listen to music. That was the fucking weirdest shit.
Yeah,
that was the weirdest shit in the fucking world.
I wish you could go back and play the original Farmville.
Yeah.
Like the first one.
Why?
Farmville Vanilla.
The original one was the best one. Well, they have Farmville 2, right? And it's on phones.
You're thinking of Plants vs. Zombies.
No, that's a different game entirely.
I just distinctly remember Farmville being a thing that infected my family for about a month and a half. And like everyone in my house was playing Farmville, including myself. And then we all just kind of stopped once we got to the point where we'd have to put actual money into it to get anywhere else.
Guys, actually,
well, it did get tough, like at a certain point. You know.
Oh yeah,
you
they
were
pulled
pretty
the
like.
reins. They're like, better give us some money or else you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, there was like pretty good tomatoes in that game, and like the corn was good, you know.
All non-GMO.
They didn't say that, but I mean, it was. You could assume.
It was implied.
Mine was completely fucking.
You could put signs on people's farms, dude.
Oh yeah, you could go.
That was ridiculous.
What could you do? You could go like.
That was fucking monumental.
You could weed people's farms and shit, right, or something like you could.
Yeah, you could help other people, like, or other people could come and harvest things, maybe, or something.
Yeah, like
for
go
you.
visit my farm. Yeah.
I never played Farmville. Like, I have no idea.
Well, maybe that's why you are how you are.
You don't see any of our backgrounds like that.
Yeah, you don't see any of us shirtless.
It's hot in my apartment.
That's usually what happens. Like when I see a person who's shirtless, I'm like, that guy didn't play Farmville. Like you can tell right off the bat.
Did you see? Speaking of shirtless, did you see that Ron Jeremy just got charged with rape?
Speaking of Farmville,
charged or accused?
He should have played Farmville.
I think he got accused. If I remember what happened.
No, charged. Charged with
He got
sexually
charged?
assaulting 4 women.
Like literally, Ashley texted me that's it, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course, it's fucking Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
How would that ever come as a surprise to anybody?
It's like, no,
Yeah.
obviously.
Like, look at the guy.
He's definitely a character.
He's got a Magnum dong.
Yeah.
His dick is gigantic. It's so fucking.
I've never actually seen it. I'm gonna get a live reaction here.
Here, let me share my screen.
No, I don't see share your screen. I mean, I don't really want to blur stuff out. I might have to already. I don't know. Because Jake's already shared his screen like 3 times.
Dude, I mean, it's a sizable dong.
You gotta blur Jake's body out, too.
I'm just going to blur Jake's in face the entire episode.
There it is.
Oh, come on. Look at that guy.
He looks like he must be at a he looks like he's at a wrestling match.
This is the only thing on the Ron Jeremy subreddit.
That is awesome.
This guy like made his own post for his
So
own
my wife and I
subreddit.
ran into John effing Jeremy at a hole-in-the-wall Thai restaurant on Hollywood Boulevard. After realizing who he was, he had introducing myself. I asked for an autograph. He seemed annoyed. I guess I would be too. He was there with his smoking hot blonde chick, and I felt bad for bothering him. Once it came time to pay for my meal, I told the waiter guy to put Ron's tab with mine. Turns out Ron goes there on a regular basis, so I bought Ron Jeremy Thai food. I don't understand.
That's the description of the subreddit.
It's a community for 10 years.
I put my tab on Ron Jeremy's.
I feel like this is just a guy. This is just a dude who didn't like. This is a guy who doesn't understand how to use Reddit and tried to post this.
Like he ran into Ron Jeremy. Here's a picture of him sleeping.
Yeah, and then no one joined the subreddit. You got to pile on. That's the key.
You're gonna end up stumbling into a picture of his dong. It's gonna be hilarious.
Why are we now we're just messaging people on Reddit.
That's pretty fucked up. That this was 4 years ago.
Great job.
That's great.
That dude, I mean, you're right. He fed a rapist.
This
That's
guy
good
hasn't
stuff.
posted in 3 years. You're sending him a message.
He's never even gonna get it.
No, his phone probably has notifications. It's popping up right now.
Oh, there's Skyrim.
There it is.
Always at the ready.
Okay. Yeah, fuck that guy. Why would he feed a rapist food?
I don't think at the time he knew he was a rapist. You know what I mean? I think it was like one of those things that was undercover. He was an undercover rapist at the time.
Like an SVU, but in reverse.
Yeah, like Dalia 3 weeks ago.
Oh. I think it's why. Like, you know what sucks is that I'm not even that surprised.
Well, what's weird is that he played pedophiles like in multiple roles, and then it comes out that he does this.
Well, wasn't somebody was saying that they like surprised him with how accurate he was at being a pedophile.
Is that?
Yeah, no, yeah, kind of, I guess. I don't know. I almost want to watch the Topher episode again, but it's pulled. You'd have to download it somewhere. Well, yeah, I guess if you bought it on like an iTunes, like or a fucking Xbox video or some random shit, it would have to still be there because you paid for it.
Well, what season was it?
Season 1. It was like episode 5.
Yeah,
No,
it
was
was on Prime.
It was episode 8.
Episode 8, I thought so. I read something about it, how it was pulled, and then it said it skips episode 8 all of a sudden, and it's pulled from everything that like owns that license. So like Hulu, Comedy Central, there's something else that owns it, and then I guess his like talent agency fired him, and I guess something else happened today that popped up on my Google feeds. But like he put out a response and then has just been silent about it. So, and he hasn't done his podcast. I can't wait until he drops a new episode of his podcast because it's a solo podcast. So he has to talk about it.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is that it ruins 10-minute podcast coming back because they were planning on bringing it back, and now that's just not going to happen. And that was my favorite podcast ever. So. Look, he might have touched 16-year-olds, but he was pretty funny, you know. He's pretty funny.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens. At the end of the day, there's always going to be people that are never trust him again. You know, it's a
yeah. I mean, the same thing happened with
it's a hit for him. But.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Louis though. Like he had some weird, creepy shit go down. people still cared though. Like people were still gonna follow him.
That's different though. He also admitted to it, which is like unlike anything anyone has ever done. In rape culture and Me Too.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find like the statement that D'Elia put out.
He's just like, you got me.
Got it.
Yeah, he's like, he goes, no, that's a potato gun.
It's a real gun. Just kidding, it's a potato gun.
That might be the best episode of that show, though.
It is the
That's
best.
the problem.
He says, I know I have said and done things that might have offended people during my career, but I've never knowingly pursued any underage women at any point. All of my relationships have been both legal and consensual, and I have never met or exchanged any inappropriate photos with the people who have tweeted about me. Then he goes and says, that being said, I really am truly sorry. I was a dumb guy who absolutely, in all caps, let myself get caught up in my lifestyle. That's my fault. I own it. I've been reflecting on this for some time now, and I promise I will continue to do better. So he knows, like it seems like he's admitting it.
I think he's just trying to say he just should have been more careful about choosing these women that he met up with than he was.
We should have just killed him when he was done. Then nobody would have found out.
Sure.
Well, I think what he's trying to say is like, yeah, he's basically admitting that he was a creep for going after young girls, but he's also saying he didn't like knowingly go after anyone who was under the legal age of consent, is what he's saying.
Right. It's not like the Dateline with NBC where they're like, I'm only 13. That's okay. And then Chris Hansen's there, and then they fucking...
That's what they should do. Instead of...
celebrity.
Instead of coming out as Me Too, they get Chris Hansen to just, get celebrity Dateline.
We'll call it Catch a Celebrator.
That's a really good idea. But you got to get them but how do you lure them into it? You got to get them before everything comes out, right?
Instead of them going, those who were abused going to the press, they go to Chris Hansen and Dateline NBC.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the entire LA comedy scene. I like the idea of the entire LA comedy scene being turned upside down, because now tons and tons of people are getting allegations thrown at them, like Brian Callen, Brendan Schaub. The Brendan Schaub one is so fucking. Oh my god! I saw a meme about it.
But you wonder too, though, like how much of it is just people not liking them, and then being like, "He raped me." Like I could do that.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to have some kind of, like, I was at this place with him. Like, you have some kind of evidence against them. Like,
well, a lot of them just have pictures of themselves with him, which could mean anything. That could mean that they were just at a meetup,
right?
And then they had a story about it. Like, I don't know. Not saying they're lying. I'm just saying it's possible to make that up.
Yeah.
Like
and there's no real way to tell if they're, and that's kind of unfair on both sides. I mean, obviously no one should be abused, and it's the most unfortunate thing when somebody's emotionally and physically abused, because it's permanent damage.
Right.
But at the same time, it's really hard to take somebody's life away for something that, like, if you're the one being accused and they're full of shit, there's no way you can come out and say they're lying and be out of the clear.
But it just becomes like a he said, she said, unless there's actual like text and stuff.
Right. Yeah. But that's the conversation though, is like there are many cases where there's little evidence and yet it still carries a long way and has a large impact on their career regardless of the outcome.
That's the thing. Like, if I knew,
not to say that we shouldn't be having this conversation at all, and that they're all liars or anything like that. Obviously, plenty of them are true and have been proven to be true. It's just that it's dicey. It's hard to say who's in the right or wrong without proper alibi and evidence.
but it's like, here's the thing. Like, if I am super famous and I start getting accused of shit and I know for a fact I didn't do it, I just come out and go, I didn't do it. There's no proof of it. Show me proof of this.
That's a good idea.
That's
prove it.
Prove it.
Yeah, proof it. I'm gonna say. Proof it. # you're lying, and then that's it.
But like,
because until they can prove it, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't. The problem is, like, now there's like this guilty until proven innocent thing, where there doesn't really have to be that much evidence. It just has to be accusations. And then all of a sudden, now his episodes are pulled and like his fucking manager leaves and all this other shit.
Their livelihood is gone. Their career is ruined.
Yeah, for a couple months.
Suicide.
Yeah, until
I mean,
for like 2
it's
years.
a fucking win-win situation. Like,
yeah,
overpopulation's an issue. We gotta trim the fat any means necessary. Let's just falsely accuse people until they kill themselves.
We got to make people less famous.
Clip that. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't know if he was endorsing that, but
that was probably one of the worst things I've ever heard Jake say.
Accuse people until they kill themselves.
Like, I feel like that's a South Park episode. Like,
it probably is. We just haven't seen it.
It will be. See, that's why I wish they were doing like standalone episodes still, because they could just jump on this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Imagine if they just came out with an episode like tomorrow. Just a random, like a 40-minute episode.
Dude, what if they like staged like accusing themselves of being like raping underage girls? Like, what if they had like a bunch of fake Twitter accounts that were posting for like 7 years and they planned it all out ahead of time? And they just had those accounts accuse Matt and Trey of like having sexual like encounters with them when they were young.
Then when they go to the court, it's actually just Matt and Trey shows up on acid.
They're just like, oh yeah, we have the emails for these accounts. They're all ours.
We're suing ourselves.
That's the long con right there. But it'd be perfect because it would show that like it is possible to make that shit up. We should start planning it right now.
We should be doing it.
Yeah, because we got to start it ahead of time and like plant the seeds for the Twitter account so it looks real.
Plant the seeds is probably the worst metaphor you could use.
All right, we'll cut this part out because we don't want them to know anyway that we're doing it. So.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be like a 10-minute episode with all the stuff we're cutting out.
I know. Is this gonna be me wearing the Aagav stuff?
No, we got to censor that at least.
Yeah.
Just blurred.
I don't know. What else? Is there anything else that happened in the news? Or is that it?
I feel like there's some shit. I don't know.
There's a couple
Donald Trump had a rally, dude, and he just shat on Biden for like an hour and a half.
Dude,
and what was, like the audience, there's like half an audience because a bunch of people on TikTok or something like bought tickets.
Yeah. Which I don't know why that's
I think they
allowed.
actually paid for the ticket, right? Like originally, I thought it was just they were reserving tickets, but it
that's
sounds
what I thought
like
too.
It sounds like they actually fucking bought the tickets, so that
They straight up gave him money just to have less of an audience.
That's even funnier. Is he got all the funding he needed, but like his soul was crushed. Did you guys see the video of him walking from his private jet afterwards?
Oh, when he was just like walking down that steep ramp.
No. I'll show you. It's hilarious. Trump's sad walk.
I don't think it's fair to hurt the man's feelings. He's never done anything wrong.
That's true. He's a nice guy.
I got like wicked chocolate, 86% cocoa.
Really? That's a lot of cocoa.
How's it taste?
Oh my God, he's having the video pulled off of social media.
Really?
Yeah, it's unavailable half the places I'm looking.
You got to screen record it.
That's
It's all
why
on
Reddit.
YouTube.
I was gonna say that's
Come
why
on.
Reddit exists. They just do mirror links to everything.
Yeah, I do like 73% cocoa. That's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
86 and
Yeah, that's a little bit above the threshold. You know what I mean?
I'll get this eventually. There we go.
Mhm. I want to see Trump sad walk. Oh, he already looks sad. I can already see him sad. Why are you playing it in 1080? It's way cooler and when it's pixelated.
Wait,
That doesn't even look like him.
Yo, he's like walking with
it doesn't,
swagger
dude.
though.
that's not
It
him.
does not look like him at all.
Well, it does. I mean, it looks like Donald Trump, right? He just he's walking very
He looks like he just finished crying. It's the little victories.
wow, that is kind of weird though.
That was when he got back to the White House.
There's a meme of like the way it had like 4 or 5 different images of the way Trump stands, and he's like how he like is like leaning forward or whatever.
It's like the we were doing that when we were hanging out at Christie's on Saturday. Me and Brian started doing that. We got like 5 people standing. Funny.
It's like he doesn't move his neck that much either. Like he always like rotates his whole body.
He's like Big Ed.
I keep sharing shit, but like, there's another great picture. Trump standing school. Him and the family.
Oh yeah. This is the one.
Yeah, this one.
Like that just looks
Look at him.
He's so funny.
Look at his.
He's like, ugh.
He's got like wicked narrow shoulders and then like wide ass hips. We look like a family of penguins.
Damn, that boy thick.
dude, it looks like someone like clicked and dragged his upper body forward a little bit on like a Z axis.
Look how far back Trump's ass is. Like, what is going on there?
Are we sure that this isn't Photoshop?
It's 100%.
I mean, I've seen it. I mean,
that just looks hilarious. They literally look like they're like penguins in disguise.
I don't know their names, but on far right, he looks like Mayor Barlow.
on the far right.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, he's cut off in that picture.
I don't know. It's just goofy. Like he's a goofy fella. Whoa, what is this shit?
Okay.
That's so weird looking.
Slut.
Just like, how do you stand like that comfortably? His back has to be fucking screaming.
It can't be good for you, I would imagine. I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna start doing it.
You'd think, he's got access to like the best doctors, best anything. I'm sure physical therapists, chiropractors. You'd think he wouldn't have shitty posture.
Yeah. But
he does.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. He could solve it. I don't think he cares. Is really what it comes down to. All he cares about is making America great, dude.
Keeping America great.
Yeah, and building the wall.
Dude, I was reading a thing that he did. I was reading about this before I got on Skype. Apparently, he all the people that had work visas, to like travel visas to work here that live in other countries that left during COVID. Apparently, he like revoked all their visas. Like 600,000 people aren't getting their visas renewed.
So, the population in America is down 600,000.
Well, not down 600,000. They were already gone. But they're not going to be allowed back in.
Right.
Oh, yeah, so. But
Well,
okay, I see what you mean. But yeah, I read
That's
that
fine.
today. I don't know if that's true or not, but I read that.
I can't believe it just passed. Like, it was jarring to me when I saw that they passed I think it was the Senate. I'm terrible. I'm terrible to talk with politics because I don't know the meat and potatoes of it all. But they passed legislation where you can't be fired for being gay, transgender, LGBT, just everything under the sun. You can't be gay. Like you can be fired and be because of being gay before that day. And this was last week. Like, how was that? It blows my fucking mind that.
I'm surprised
rules were
that
not
wasn't a thing. Yeah, that's what's crazy.
How?
It's that they have to make that a thing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So that
Okay,
means
what-
before that was passed, you could just be fired because you were gay.
Yeah.
Someone's just like, "You're gay. Bye. Get out."
Oh my God.
Like, what? That's so wild.
So they're not saying you have you're invincible. Like, I mean, you could still get fired even if you're transgender or something if you do something out of the norm.
Yeah,
Right,
but that's the thing is, how do you prove that it was because?
Did you? No, you did not think that. You did not think that it made it illegal to fire gay people and transgender.
No, that's what it sounded like. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like that's
So mad.
that's almost what it sounds like. You almost have like a
Yeah.
clause. Like you're like, oh, I'm gay.
Like-
You can't fire me.
Like they hire
Yeah.
like a gay person and he just never shows up. It's like, you
He
can't
said,
fire me.
They just-
Goddamn Democrats.
yeah, that's the far left.
But yeah, but that's fucked to think that someone because they're transgender. Well, so and so is uncomfortable about that, so sorry, you're fired.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's really
Also,
fucked up.
though, like I think you could just. Who's to say they're not still gonna do it and just say it's some other reason?
Right, they'll find a way
They'll
or
try.
Yeah,
find
they're
a-
just not
like
going to
a-
hire people that fit that demo.
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
make up a different oh no, that's not why we didn't hire him. We didn't hire him because of this, his credentials or.
Yeah, or he's gay.
I don't know.
That's kind of mind blowing. But it's stuff like that though, like that you don't think about, and you think like you would think it's common sense that is the case already. Like you're not allowed to do that.
Well, also a month ago they made it illegal in I think it's like Kentucky or Alabama or something. Made it illegal to have, if you're a police officer, have sex with someone you have in custody. Like before it was legal.
They're like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should make that illegal. Maybe they shouldn't be able to do that.
I've been fucking girls in backseat of my cruiser all the time. It's just like I just don't. I can't picture that being a plausible scenario. It's just like what?
Well, I think it's
But,
funny
like-
these states that are if two guys or two people, whatever, want to fight each other, the cop acts as a referee and lets them fight.
That's
Yeah.
dangerous, but
It's very dangerous. But
interesting.
if they're both idiots and they're like willing to fight on cement, then all right.
I think
one
cops
of
should
them's
have
gonna
like a mat that they roll out. You know. All right, you
Yeah.
gotta stay on the mat.
one of them is gonna end up being even more of an idiot because they're gonna bust their skull on the fucking curb. You know? And then the cop basically has to be Herb Dean and step in when fucking, you know, like the guy's getting choked out or whatever.
I hope they're
when
more
the guy
like
taps.
Yamasaki.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me this last weekend, I think, that there's someone protesting that got hit in the back of the head by another protester right in front of a cop, and he didn't do anything. And he looked at him and said, hey, I just got fucking hit in the back of the head. And the cop said, well, go protest in a different state.
Yep.
You probably should go to a different state.
But what are the rules to there's obviously rules to protesting.
Yeah.
It's the clear evidence that there's a reason for Black Lives Matter and protesting to end police brutality. It's clear evidence that there is corruption in thousands of cities across the United States of just police departments where they hire specific people to get the job done a specific way.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up and everyone's fed up with it. So Black Lives Matter.
No, that's not what I'm saying though. I'm saying rules to actually protesting. You can't just go up and hit other protesters.
Also, there's not.
That's the biggest problem with that is the cops didn't do anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's gotta be there's gotta be some kind of guideline there. You can't just break the.
The guideline is you hire the guy that assaulted another guy. The cop was fucked up. That's not okay. That's the problem though.
Also, there's no rules to protesting because these people are literally walking into buildings that they don't own and just taking them over. There's certain protests Antifa and shit where they're literally just walking into buildings and they're like, this is ours. We own this building now.
Right, they got City Hall or whatever.
But
the Seattle precinct.
Yeah, and they're just all right, we're leaving. I guess you guys can have it. You can have it.
No, you can have it. It's just, I don't know, it's a weird time. It's a very strange time.
Well, even the guy in Buffalo, right? The guy that pushed that wicked old dude.
Yeah, but that old guy was an Antifa spy.
Yeah, that's true.
He was using a radar tracker to block communications among the police.
What?
I actually got in a back and forth with somebody I went to FLCC with on Facebook about it.
I can't believe that anyone thinks that. How do you think?
Because President Trump supports it. So.
Yeah, because they're just gonna buy it because Trump said it.
How can you have a president that just invokes questions on random conspiracy theories on Twitter?
That's just the weirdest thing about him. And that's part of the reason I think he's so divisive is because people who voted for him are going to defend it to the death. So they're just he's right, whatever he says. And then if anything comes out that's negative to him, he can just say fake news. And then it's all of a sudden fake news, to his supporters.
You know what I've been thinking is
it's very cult-like in a lot of ways.
I think that because the two-party system is so wild right now that after this election, which if it is Biden versus Trump, right? That's set in stone.
It's definitely. I mean, there's no other. Yeah, I can't see any scenario where it changes.
I don't think he's winning. But what has me interested is the election in 2024 because it's it's just going to get more extreme, more divided. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, unless either party can put someone that is charismatic and moderate.
The Rock.
The Rock.
That would be something.
The Rock.
Biden.
The Rock.
Triple H.
Triple H.
If Dwayne Johnson actually runs for president and has a fighting chance in it, that's gonna be fucking mind blowing.
He's getting all my votes. He's getting every one of my votes.
I'll vote for The Rock. I think
he's the people's champ, dude.
How could he not be? It's really shitty how they fucked over Bernie Sanders again, and I don't think I'll ever be happy.
They're only gonna always fuck over Bernie Sanders. That's just how it works.
Well, that's tough because you got billionaires on both the left and right side that just despise it. So they're going to do everything in their power to end it. And the people with more money are going to have a lot more influence than the middle class or lower class. So
how old is
because if he gets in,
he's fucking old, dude.
He's ancient, yeah. I'm pretty sure he helped with the pyramids.
78.
I heard something about that, right? Didn't they say he helped build the pyramids or something?
Oh no, he built the pyramids. Like he was
single-handedly.
He was the pyramids.
He was the pyramids. One day the pyramids were just gone, and Bernie Sanders was a thing. Like, just all of a sudden, Bernie Sanders is there. Who is the oldest person alive right now? That's what I want to.
Who's the oldest president? Like,
oldest president?
Like standing president, like in office.
That's a good question.
How
old was Washington?
Yeah, Donald Trump's the oldest president we've ever had.
And he is what, 60?
He's 73?
73.
No, it's not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
No.
I just can't imagine having an 80-something-year-old.
Oh, okay. You mean the oldest to ever be in office. Okay.
The oldest to assume the presidency was Donald Trump.
Yeah, the oldest is Reagan. He was 77 when he left office.
Right. To think Bernie Sanders stepping in at 79 and being 80 probably when the election and everything would come. I mean, how old's
it says
Biden? Biden's got to be up there too, though. He's definitely going to be in his 70s.
Yeah, that's a good question too. Yeah, but he is noticeably has dementia.
Right.
He's 77.
And he's gonna run a country. 77.
I mean, so Roosevelt was 42 when he became president. So that's wicked young.
Right. The youngest you can be is what, like 35, 36?
35, I think.
And that's never happened, and probably won't, I would imagine.
No, because younger people don't vote.
Well, yeah, that's true. Jimmy Carter is still alive, and he's
gotta be 90.
95. He's the oldest of any president that's still alive. So George Washington was 57
when he assumed his position.
Assume the position.
Assume the position.
Have we ever told that story on here?
Probably not.
We were at Wes's.
What happened? What I messed
Okay, so back at your old house, we were it was one of the party nights, right? And I don't remember. It might have been when you were first starting to date Ashley. Was it Ashley? Had to be.
No,
right?
it was Mary Kate.
Okay. So we were all trashed.
I'm listening.
And I think it was me and Vinny.
And
someone
Sean.
else, maybe.
Sean.
Yeah. And we were up, because you guys disappeared, and you were in, you went into your room. It was just you two. And we were where did Wes go? And we went looking for you, and we went upstairs, and we were standing outside the door, what the hell are they doing? Right?
Sneaking.
Yeah.
And we're being so quiet.
The only thing we heard was you going, assume the position. That's all you said.
And we just fucking bolted. And we were like, oh my God. And we died.
No, I think this was Ashley, because
I was thinking the same thing. But it was it might have been early on.
It was definitely Ashley.
Oh my God.
No, it was Mary Kate. It was that long ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was that long ago.
It's all water.
I don't know. All I know is someone assumed
someone did. Let's talk about Brandon Trail. We have plenty of good stories.
Huh?
Too many.
Yeah, I don't even know where you start. Because to me, every story blends together because I don't know which night it was.
Right.
They're just all the same night to me. It's like one long night.
I think the one.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's your house. Well, it was.
Well, the only thing I'm gonna say is the first two that come to mind is the bunny caper incident and the lantern boy, and obviously fucking with the Noskis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Well,
say
my
names, but
favorite
Gak is
was
my favorite memory.
yeah,
what's that? Matt.
Gak.
Yeah, all Gak.
Gak.
My favorite was when we were ding dong ditching one night, and some of us decided to go back, and like Paul and Scott decided to stay out a little longer. And I remember being like in the house with like it's definitely like Seth, John, and I know there's a couple other people up. And Paul and Scott come running into the house. Or no, I think Paul just did it first, and then Scott did. And Paul's like, "Yo, Mr. Noski was chasing us." And we're like, "Shit, no, he wasn't." And we're like, "Okay, it's cool. Like, you know, you guys are back in now. We're good. We're good. Let's just keep quiet. We'll keep the lights off and just keep it on the down
It's like,
low."
but you brought him here. You lured him
Yeah,
here.
like literally.
Well, we didn't know that. So I remember Paul going, "Fuck, I just saw a shadow outside." And then John going, "No, you didn't." and like, as soon as like, I remember just sprinting up to Wes's room and jumping into a sleeping bag and just rolling over and closing my eyes. And all of a sudden, knock, 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 knock. And I'm like, fuck. It's like 3 in the morning. Yeah,
you guys were doing this on your own free will.
And Wes wakes up and looks at me and goes, "What did you guys do?" I go, "I don't know. I was asleep."
I was asleep, dude. You see me right here.
You see how sleepy I am?
You're like rubbing your eyes and shit.
And then your dad comes out in his underwear, just pissed off. Like, what the fuck? And then there's Mr. Noski, also in his underwear, probably.
Paul came up and apologized for it to his face.
Yeah, and Paul and Scott were
Really?
banned from the house
Really
for a couple
bad.
weeks.
Yep.
For a couple weeks.
Which was like a death sentence back then.
Yeah. That'd be two whole weekends where you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
You were basically quarantined for
Couldn't
2
smoke
weeks.
pot for 2 weekends.
One of my good friends pissed in the crisper and all over the inside of our fridge.
On Mother's Day.
The night before, technically on Mother's Day, because it was at like 4 a.m. All over the vegetables and everything, and people witnessed him do it. And then
Yeah.
I woke up to him cleaning piss out of a crisper on Mother's Day.
I
remember
very
that-
much remember that.
That was
There's another night that same friend was in the big living room, and I remember him just standing over by one of the plants by the couch, and all of a sudden you just heard just a fucking like 12 beer long stream going right into the rug. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? And he
That's
just
a rug.
was dead. Like, like sleepwalking, pissing.
Yeah, just blacked out. Like that
I'm
was
not
the thing.
pissing. Fuck you. Like that's what.
I've
then
done
just-
like I even had like grappling matches with him in the living room. Like wicked
I remember
drunk like grappling
when
match.
this particular friend quit drinking and came to a later party at a different house, and he was awesome because he helped my wicked drunk ass walk to McDonald's, and I bought like 20 something bucks worth of McDonald's, and I ate all of it on the way back to the house.
But he also peed on the rug and the crisper.
I do remember a certain friend of ours when you guys, Ashley and Wes, you guys moved to Rochester, but other people were living in that house on 3rd Ave, and we had a party one night, and one person in particular woke up in the middle of the night and just pissed on the living room floor. You guys were gone for that one.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Vinny might remember.
I think I do.
It was Vinny.
Do you guys remember the night before the last party at the Third Ave house? I fucking threw up all over the living room floor right after your dad fucking shampooed the carpets because he was about to sell it. It was like the last. It was like the last week that your dad was living at the house on Third Ave. And
was it the same one where Vinny broke the chair?
Oh my god!
I was checking its durability.
A few chairs though in this day.
Yeah.
It was a good chair.
Yeah. I think Gak is number one.
Coin Man, that's up there. That was a great time. Like, all jokes aside, that night when you became the Coin Man and the dubbing of that video and us freaking out about it, so many good memories that night.
Yeah.
It was so.
I feel like Vinny, I feel like we always get. I think we're the problem. You know what I mean? Like once Vinny gets, once Vinny gets drunk, once Vinny gets drunk and Coin Man's, that's when we start trying to get him to do shit, to break something.
I want a Roni Zoni.
I think I distinctly remember Aaron handing him a chair while Vinny was Coin Man level and just being like, "See if you could break it."
Just straight up telling him to break the chair.
I mean, what the right is that?
One I really do cherish was when we were doing the going away party for Christy. And I remember one of her friends came in with her cousins. And I thought they're just two random dudes. And I always had a crush on that particular girl. And I was full Coin Man at this point. And they, you got the island. And me and Scott are on the opposite side. They're coming in this side. I go, look at those fucking assholes. They think they're so cool showing up with her. Watch me say hi to her. Sup? And then, I was just being a wicked douche to them. And apparently they wanted to, they're pissed. And we're like, I want to fucking just hit him so bad. And then I gave the speech on the big bar stool. And I had a drink of water because somebody was trying to make me a little more sober. And I remember
wait, hold on. We also have to state that my dad immediately before this had a 10-minute heartfelt speech where he started crying about that house, and then that you followed him with this. So go ahead.
I followed up with I grew up here. I became the Coin Man here. Yada yada. You know what? Fuck this shit. And I just threw the water on the floor, jumped down and face planted, and then got right back up and smiled. And
everybody was booing you until that moment. I don't know if you remember that, but that's.
I don't remember them booing.
I mean,
but,
not all collective, but people were happy.
But I remember, I guess one of her cousins said, I really want to fucking hit him, but it probably wouldn't do anything.
My favorite one definitely is the grilled cheese guy, because
he stole the bread from his grandma.
That dude was talking up how good his grilled cheese was, and he brought in a bunch of bread and shit. He came to the house with a bunch of bread and cheese.
He was like, you got the special seasoning. It was literally
just question mark guy. Yeah, no one knew who this guy was.
And I just remember we started becoming buddies where he's like, yeah, we need to go out to the bar sometime, man. And I'm like, yeah, I totally have your back. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, seriously. No, everybody was the thing was, everybody loved him at the time because he was making grilled cheese for everybody who was trashed.
Right.
And he was like, this is going to be the best grilled cheese of your life. And then it kind of was because we were drunk. So
that dude was probably on so many drugs. Seems like the kind of guy that just was on coke or ecstasy or something. He was just fully aware of all the cheese.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who he showed up with, or because I didn't know who he was.
Anybody.
It was Christy's friend's friend. So.
Oh, I remember Mike Walker. That was the best.
Oh, okay.
I don't even care.
You just said his full name. Oh, God.
I like that guy.
I have a feeling that Mike Walker somehow watches everything. Just
I always liked Mike. He was a little strange.
Me too. I didn't really know why he would like message. He messaged me 3 times a week for like 2 years, and I never really responded because it was just like a meme or whatever. But like, just constantly sending me stuff, and then even then, it's like once a year I still get a message from Mike. I don't know. It's random. I haven't talked to him in forever.
It is.
And it's never I like, hey, how you doing? It's like something from the Bible or like some weird meme. He got in a real big Bible kick. I don't know what happened, but he was.
It's always something about the Lord. It just is. So I don't know. I don't know what revelation he went through.
There were a lot of people that only showed up like a couple times that I really wish came over more.
Yeah.
Like Christy's OCC friends that weren't supposed to show up.
Yeah.
You tiki fuck.
Hmm.
They're just all in the big living room, like sitting there awkwardly because all of a sudden nobody liked them. Well, they weren't supposed to be there anyway.
Right.
I'm surprised. Like
the butter.
That was.
Yeah.
That was that the same night where was that your dad's 50th where he had the scorpion vodka or the scorpion tequila?
That sounds about right. But we had so many parties, it's hard to.
That one I distinctly remember because me, Big Wes, and Paulie ate the scorpion, but your dad ate like 70% of it, and he tried to rip the countertop off of the table. Yep. He put his phone in the butter. Remember he smashed his phone? He smashed his work phone.
I forgot he tried to rip the countertop off.
Yeah.
I love how we never had like a speaker for music, so people would just put their phones in cups.
Yeah.
And just try to make it louder.
Between all
I'm
of
just
us, no one had
surprised.
a Bluetooth speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, no one had one for some reason.
I did have one. It's actually the same one that I used. I remember bringing mine all the time because the battery lasted.
I remember thinking you were really cool because you had that.
Yeah, you were cool for that.
I bought
I was right.
It's this speaker.
Yeah.
I still have it. I bought 2 of them.
You had 2 of them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I had one for the whole house. That's why I was always the DJ because it's my speaker. Fuck off.
Yeah, and you always had that to fall back on.
Right.
Because so many people try to turn it down, or
the fact that no one ever jumped off of the upstairs like balcony thing into the living room is actually insane to me. Like, how have there been that many parties there and no one's done that?
Did anybody ever go upstairs though? Nobody really ever went upstairs.
Not really.
Sometimes we did when
when
parties,
you
like,
see the balcony, you go,
like
I could jump that.
Like the early parties, we would like watch a shit show from the balcony sometimes. Like Noodle trying to fight people.
Yeah.
I do remember actually there was one party where we went up and we hung out in the computer room before I had even when I had the treadmill and elliptical in there. And I remember that was like the overflow room because I would sleep in there sometimes with like 2 or 3 other people. We'd sleep there because nobody ever went in there, so you were not going to get bothered at all.
That's why I loved that one, because like you'd always actually be able to sleep.
Well, if a few of us ordered pizza but didn't want everyone to just chow down on it, we'd immediately all race up to the computer room with the pizza and just eat it up there.
Yeah, it was like the secret room, you know.
No,
what I mean?
the best was Wes making the pizza.
The best was
Wes. Fuck it up.
No, the best was when he went through the wall from the exercise ball.
I think about that like a few times a year. We were playing with the exercise ball and I put a giant hole in the wall and we just like put something in front of it and like went out of their business. It was literally like this big. It was huge. It was
Remember
a
when
butt-sized hole.
the cleaning ladies came over, and we were like gonna plan on doing all this other crazy shit, like hiding the closets on them and shit.
Yeah, I do remember that actually.
Like we're gonna tie somebody up and put them in a closet. It never happened. But this company comes.
We were on the verge of doing that though.
Dude, Paul would have done that. We could have tied Paul up.
100%. Call him right now. He would be like, "I'll still do that."
I think your mom caught wind of what we were gonna do, and she's like, "You guys fucking better not do that."
We should tie up Paul and put him on the Stop-A-Brain trail, and just have him like knock on the door.
Just there, butt naked, with like his hands tied.
Yeah.
Put him in like a little baby carriage. It just says, "This is your problem now."
You can only say one word.
Help!
And it's completely age appropriate.
Help!
Yeah.
Help!
Help me!
Help me!
Help me.
Over here.
One phrase. Help me.
Oh. Well, it's been a fun conversation, guys. I gotta get off.
It's been like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's been almost 3.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for having me on.
You gotta come down to Oswego next weekend because you don't have to work. Or this weekend, I mean.
We might. I don't know.
It's my birthday Saturday.
It's fucking Jake's birthday, bro.
Oh, shit.
Now you have to.
All right, I'll seriously consider it.
He's considering it. You heard it here.
He's gonna
first,
drive all the
folks.
way down, and then we're not gonna invite him to my house.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Thank you for listening, watching, everybody. And
Just
we'll
kidding,
see
I
you
didn't
next week.